Xfinity Live Philadelphia, your game day destination.
Toughest sport to come to America's toughest city. Rugby rocks Philadelphia for 2 days of nonstop action, parties, and concerts. Don't miss Philly's biggest sports and music festival of the summer, the Collegiate Rugby Championship, coming to PPL Park. Buy tickets now at USA7scrc.com.
Cirque du Soleil comes to the greater Philadelphia area with its one-of-a-kind Big Top experience. You're invited to embark on mankind's fascinating journey through stunning acrobatics and visual effects that'll leave you breathless. Totem from Cirque du Soleil, presented by Visa Signature, opens May 30th under the Big Top at Camden Waterfront. Tickets at cirquedusoleil.com.
Wings fans, I'm Leonard Lundy of 1-800-LUNDY-LAW. To keep
So if I go to about there, that's about right? Testing, testing, testing. Man. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Testing, 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 testing. Testing, testing, testing. Wow. Testing. Testing, testing. That's a little better. Testing, I don't know. Testing. Testing. Testing, testing, testing. It's almost not even worth doing it.
From the Wells Fargo Center.
Enjoy the best Franks and sausages that the city of Philadelphia has to offer at your Dietz & Watson Franks and sausages during today's game.
Wow. It's because that's all up. Yep, checking. Test. Yeah. All right.
Testing, testing, testing. As long as I can hear myself a little bit, that's really what matters, and that I'll make do with that.
Wherever you're going, visit NLL.com for more information.
Head. Testing, 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 no. Testing, testing, no. No, testing, testing. Testing, 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 no. Nope, testing. Testing. Wait, that's output. So now I need to get my headphone into the input. So is that, but isn't that, oh, okay. Are we at, you know what? Okay, so now I need to get my phones into my ear that are in my ears into that. So you see what I'm saying? Testing, testing. Dude, here's what we'll do. Here's what. Stop. it, baby. Come on. Oh, my God in heaven.
Season ticket.
That is amazing. Oh, my God. Okay, now I'm talking. Okay, so I worked all evening.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention down on the field among the red status line. We have Art Hartzell joining us, who has a very important question to ask Mary Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, I think congratulations are in order. Let's hear it for Art and Mary. And time now. Cobe.
Thanks, Ed, and welcome to the Wells.
Hi, everybody. Welcome into the Wells Fargo Center. My name's Dave Walls. Have the play-by-play for you today. Behind me, rocking the ones and twos, my man, John Barchard. There he is. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday afternoon here in Week 14 of the National Lacrosse League season. Certainly got a lot to play for both teams. For the Wings, they are in the middle of a 5-game losing streak, losing yesterday to the Rochester Nighthawks by a final score of 14-7. They lost to this Minnesota Swarm team just last week, 20-11, but certainly a lot of differences between the team that was on the field just last week to the team that'll be on the field tonight. For the Wings, most importantly, Brandon Miller will be back in net as he was serving a 1-game suspension during that Minnesota game. Angus Dineley, the backup, did an admirable job on short notice coming into that game. For the Wings also, they'll be without face-off man Jeff Reynolds. He is a scratch for today, so look for CJ Costabile to be doing all the action inside of the circle. For the Minnesota Swarm, a turnaround within the last 3 games on a 3-game winning streak, not only in their last 3 games, but also against these Philadelphia Wings. They've won their last 3 going back into last season against Philadelphia. Minnesota has been simply on fire, meaning in the last 3 games, they've won 2 of those 3 by more than 20 goals a game, winning against Philadelphia 20-11, and then last night against the Buffalo Bandits 21-7. Certainly, offensive firepower is the name of the game for Minnesota. For Philadelphia, it's about playing a full 60 minutes and not losing that focus that we've seen gaps between them playing very well and very poorly as well. Coach Johnny Meridian has noted that when this team loses focus, it gets sloppy, but when this team is on point and on focus, they can play with anyone. Right now, it's about time to show it and start to prove it. Otherwise, the postseason is looking a little bit distant. When we come back, we've got the starting lineups and the start of this game.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for your Angels Dance Team, along with our dance clinic performers. Sweat is the official fitness center of the Angels Dance Team. Visit them online at sweatfitness.com and ask about a free trial membership. Wings would also like to thank Body Airbrush Company and Spa, the official spa and salon of the Angels Dance Team. Visit them online at www.bodyairbrushspa.com. Bring your Wings season ticket stub and receive $10 off your first airbrush tan. Number 3, Brock Sorensen. Number 4, Jeff Gilbert. Number 8, Greg Downing. Number 9, Tyler Haas. Number 10, Alex Krepinczek. Number 21, Ryan Benesh. Number 24, Jordan McIntosh. Number 30, Tyler Carlson. Number 32, Shane Jackson. Number 33, David Earl. Number 35, Evan Kirk. Number 39, Dan Ball. Number 46, Kyle Matisse. Number 66, Matt Gibson. Number 77, Jay Card. Number 79, Nick Billick. Number 81, Josh Gillum. Number 84, Corbin Tall. Number 85, Mitch Belisle. and number 98, Callum Crawford. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get on your feet. Let's make some noise as we welcome your Philadelphia Wings. A defender, number 8, Steve Hall. A defender, number 25, Pat Hine. A forward, number 19, Mike McClellan. A forward, number 2, Brandon Mondor. From Duke University, number 5, Michael Manley. From Syracuse University, number 11, Joel White. A forward, number 22, Ned Crotty. A defender, number 4, CJ Costable. From UMBC, number 26, Drew Westerville. A goaltender, number 31, Angus Steinley. A defender, number 81, Kyle Hartzell. A forward, number 27, Kevin Buchanan. An assistant captain, number 71, Kevin Ross. A forward, number 44, Jordan Hall. A Philadelphia native, number 7, Kyle Sweeney. From Stony Brook University, number 10, Kevin Crowley. An assistant captain, number 13, Brett Manning. From Johns Hopkins University, wearing number 9, Paul Ray. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we would ask that you would all please rise as we first complete a moment of silence in honor of Wayne Platt. Wayne was a member of the Philadelphia Wings during the 1974 and 1975 season and was named League MVP in 1974. And now, a moment of silence as we remember Wayne Platt. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please remain standing as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem, performed today by Kayla Rapparelli.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a nice round of applause for Kayla Rapparelli. Beautiful job with today's national anthem.
All right, welcome back to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Dave Walls here from the Wells Fargo Center, getting ready for today's game with the Minnesota Swarm here battling the Philadelphia Wings. Glad you're along for the ride here on the Lacrosse Network online, watching on YouTube. Want to welcome in all of our fans watching from Minnesota as well, trying to see your Swarm go 4 in a row, and again, sweeping the Wings. For the Wings, trying to battle and break out of this 5-game slump where the offense has been very inconsistent. Certainly against Minnesota, the offense had its moments, but of course with a rookie goaltender making his NLL debut, he was able to hold it together for a while until the fourth quarter when, frankly, Minnesota was just able to take control of the game and really take it to them. A big hello out there to Jake Elliott, play-by-play man for the Minnesota Swarm, who I know is going to be watching today. A couple other games in progress, actually one other game in progress today. The Saturday schedule, of course, had the rest of the weekend. Currently right now up in Toronto, they are at halftime. Toronto up 7-4 over the Rochester Nighthawks, and with a victory there, the Toronto Rock, I should say, would win the Eastern Division, clinch home field advantage, and I know that is something that the Toronto faithful are looking forward to today. You're going to notice the Philadelphia Wings, it is old school throwback uniform day, and they are bringing back the gray and black, as you see on the screen right now, celebrating the history of the Wings. I personally love the orange uniforms of the 70s Wings as well. And so these uniforms will be auctioned off after the game, with the proceeds going to charity as well. You may have also noticed during the introductions as well, a moment of silence for former Wing from the 70s, Wayne Platt, who passed away as well, and our thoughts and condolences go out to his family as well. So the Wings, with a record of 5-8, trying to rebound after a tough loss to the Rochester Nighthawks last night. That loss 14-7 up at Blue Cross Arena as well. It does give Rochester the tiebreaker, so unless the Wings really get on fire here in the last couple of games, it looks like Rochester will get that other home playoff game here in the Eastern Division. Also, Buffalo is on a bit of a slide as well, so really Philadelphia and Buffalo are battling for that last playoff spot here in the Eastern Division. So a lot riding on this game, not only for Minnesota, who's trying to make it 4 in a row and really stay in the race in that Western Division, where really right now all the teams are really accelerating on all cylinders. Colorado's in last place, and even they've got a better record right now than both both Philadelphia and Buffalo. So this game really has a lot of importance for both teams. So we'll have to see what happens. Getting ready for face-offs underway. We'll go ahead and give you the starting lineups as we go ahead and get the camera right back on the field. We don't want to miss that opening face-off. You're going to notice for the Wings, Jeff Reynolds, again, a scratch for today's game. So we're going to see a lot of C.J. Costubile out there taking face-offs. Also, Pat Heim will take the opening one for the Wings. Let's go ahead and run down your starters. First of all, for the visiting Minnesota Swarm, Greg Downing on defense, Jordan McIntosh, who has just simply been on fire, David Earl, Dan Ball, Mitch Belisle, and in goal is going to be number 35, Evan Kirk, as Carlson, I believe, played last night in the Buffalo victory. So Kirk gets the call today. Did a stellar job against the Wings just a week ago. As we get ready for the face-off, quick as the ball is underway, Rabel, Manny Merrill, Jordan Hall, and Pat Heim all on the field for starters, with Brandon Miller in net. We're underway as the Swarm win the face-off, and they've got the ball there, moving left to right on your screen. Crawford sets up a nice screen. The ball's going to come over on the near side to Shane Jackson. Jackson now dumps it off over to Benesh. Benesh goes far side now with 10 on the shot clock. Cycling around to Matisse. Matisse down low with 5-4. Shot clock winding down. Can't seem to get any pressure inside. Shot goes wide, and the Wings are able to really force Minnesota into a bad shot there. So good first defensive series for the Wings. And now we'll see what they do on offense. Again, the Wings wearing the old school gray and black uniforms. They're hoping for kind of an old school performance, really taking it to them physically. Kevin Crowley with the ball. He launches a shot that goes off Kirk and then actually hits the crossbar as well. Goes out of play over the netting. It's going to be a fresh 30-second shot clock for the Wings. Crowley does have a cannon. He's had the hot hand for Philadelphia in recent weeks. Ball brought back into play by Westerveld up top to Hall. Now they go far side. A lot of traffic. Now back up top to Crowley. He shoots. Save as it goes into the knee pad of Kirk. Now the ball actually comes loose, but it goes right back over to Kirk as well. So Minnesota catching a bit of a break. Now a sloppy outlet pass, but nobody was there to capitalize for the Wings, and Minnesota will go ahead and reset. Gillum has the ball. Far side, tried to hit a breaking man in the slot Corbin Tao was going towards. Now here's Callan with a shot. Save made by Miller. Loose rebound, ball still loose on the turf. Wings can't pick it up. Steve Holmes over there. Brody Merrill has it, and he finally gets it up across the timeline. Now finds a breaking man on the far side. Here's a shot, hits the bar. That ball will roll all the way down that time, as it was actually Costubile who got the shot off. Beat Kirk cleanly to the far side, but that's already two Wings shots that have hit the crossbar, and so the score remains 0-0 2 minutes in. Wings do get a fresh 30. Mundorf out there. Now he throws it over far side, back to Mundorf. He tries to go behind the back, goes wide, and easily picked up by the Swarm as they break the other way. Tyler Haas has the ball, brings it up across the timeline. Mundorf working on him. Now both teams will get their respective lines out there. Jackson with the ball down low, near side. Good passing. Here's a shot save made by Miller. Actually don't know if he got a piece or if it just went wide, but regardless, good solid passing by Minnesota. They just weren't able to get the ball on the net. Now Brett Manny has the ball. He thought about a run for a moment, but now with getting some help, he's able to dump the ball and come back off. Good to see Brett Manny, the assistant captain, back on the field. He made his return to the lineup last week against Minnesota and had the #1 play on SportsCenter's Top 10. Rabel gets triple teamed and finally stick checked away. Rabel found himself in a big pile there, now doing some nice stick checking to try to force a turnover. He can't do so. Rabel's still on the field working on his man. Finally, Sorensen's able to dump it off. Rabel's going to stay out there on defense at the moment. 3 minutes going by, no score. There's one right there. Shot and score. Minnesota strikes first. Wings got caught defensively. Maybe not the unit they wanted out there, as they had put some additional pressure out in the center field area, and quickly Minnesota strikes 1-0. So as Minnesota wins the faceoff, we'll get the goal count for you here in just a moment. But ball is loose in the near side corner.
Crawford, the assist, number 3, Brock Sorensen, along with number 81, Josh Gillum. Time of the goal, 3 minutes.
So Crawford gets the goal at exactly 3 minutes. It's 1-0 Swarm. Wings lead the shots on goal 3-2. 2 of those 3 shots have gone off bars, so they are getting the shots they want, and they are being able to beat Kirk. They just haven't been able to actually stick the ball into the back of the net as of yet. Good screen put forth by the Wings. Now down low and missed the net. Wings again with good solid passing that time, just weren't able to get it past Kirk. They throw the shot wide, and now Minnesota will go back the other way quickly. 3-on-2, shot goes wide. That'll be an over and back violation. So Minnesota tries to catch Philadelphia defensively, unable to do so, and it'll be Wings ball. They'll get the ball down low in the crease, so both teams will go ahead and make the substitutions they need. Rabel brings the ball in up top to Westerveld, who's been quiet in the last couple games. Far side to Mundorf. He shoots. Kick save made by Kirk. Ball takes a funny hop off the boards. Big pile up of bodies. Mundorf is down. He is slow to get up right now, but he is able to jog off to the bench under his own power. Trainer's going to go ahead and have a look at him. Three players, two from the Wings and one from the Swarm, all collided there. One-on-one with Callum and Holmes down back on the offensive side for Minnesota. Here's a shot that goes wide. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Minnesota does get the rebound, though. Here's a shot that goes wide again. No, they're going to say Miller got a piece of it, but good loose ball pickup by the Wings. A great job of getting the ball out to Brody Merrill. So Philadelphia has been able to stand tall defensively for the most part here in the first 5 minutes, but it is Minnesota who leads us 1-0. Crowley holding the ball. And now as Brody Merrill gets off, they get their full offensive set out there with McClellan. Ross has the ball, sweeping in, shoots and scores! Kevin Ross again beat Evan Kirk. The ball bounced like a pinball off the crossbar, but finally bounced in off the back of Evan Kirk and then found its way into the back of the net with 10:04 left to go here in the first. The Wings strike back. We're tied up at 1. And finally, you know what? Some energy in this building. This Wings crowd had really gotten lulled to sleep here in the first 5 minutes, but now finally something to cheer about is take a look at the replay. A nice individual move by Ross.
Assists number 10 Kevin Crowley along with number 17 Brody Merrill. Time of that goal 4 minutes 56 seconds.
So at 4:56, the Wings are able to equalize the game at 1. Minnesota does win the faceoff, and they are angling for a shot. Good one. Save made by Miller. He couldn't control the rebound, though, as he had pressure right in front of him. So another chance for Minnesota. Here's a shot. Big save made by Miller. The athletic jumping save made that time as he had a man breaking to the crease right in front of him. I believe that was Matisse. So 2 saves made by Miller, but a fresh 30 for Minnesota. Now wide open shot and another save made by Miller. 3 outstanding saves keep the Wings level at 1. And I tell you what, that's what we've seen from Brandon Miller all season. You know, you can say, you know, Miller's goals against average isn't this, isn't that. But I tell you what, the type of shots he's been asked to save over and over again, clearly, you know, for him to be sitting at the goals against average that he has been sitting against clearly shows what kind of quality goaltender he is. Westerveld takes a low sweeping shot that is saved made by Kirk, but Westerveld gets his own rebound and a fresh 30. Looking for a breaking man in Crowley. He's unable to get the ball out of his stick. It's knocked away. Ball still loose, now swept in back where Tyler Haas will get it. Kirk came out of his crease to try to lay a check down, but Minnesota didn't need it. Now, good pressure put on the Wings. They'll just get it across the timeline. 8:25 left to go here in the first. Tied up 1-1. Minnesota's taking control of the shots on goal, 7-6. Down low to Shane Jackson. Jackson holds. Now he's got a lane to run. However, we've got an illegal screen put up as Matt Gibson did the moving pick action, and so it's going to be Philadelphia's ball when we come back from this media timeout. 8:15 left to go here in the first. It's 1-1. This is the NLL on the Lacrosse Network.
Hey fans, join us in the Cure Insurance Club here at the Wells Fargo Center after the game for the live game-worn jersey auction. All proceeds will benefit the Think Gray Foundation and Chris Sanderson Memorial Trust. Think Gray Foundation is partnered with Children's Hospital of Philadelphia and had been recently inducted into the Founders Society for the gracious
Welcome back to the Wells Fargo Center. 8:15 left to go here in the first. It's a 1-1 score. Fans, tonight's game brought to you in part by Reebok. Redefine your game with Reebok's new Black Line. Reebok Black, designed and engineered for the elite lacrosse player. Reebok's Black Line features a lightweight and minimalistic design with carbon light technology. Performance-driven, technology-driven, NLL proven. It's your move. Find all the new Reebok lacrosse gear online at ReebokBlack.com. Well, Dave Walls here at the Wells Fargo Center. John Barchard running the controls today. So happy to have you along on this Sunday afternoon. Hey, want to remind you, send me a tweet at Dave Walls. I'll also be interacting with you here on the YouTube chat room as well, as we'll go through the game, and we'll talk to you as well on that. Back to action. The Wings get the ball off the turnover by Minnesota on the loose ball violation. Up top to Rabel. He's got some traffic in front of him. Thinks about diving low. He gets knocked down, but is able to get it over to Crowley nicely. 10 on the shot clock to Buchanan. He shoots and scores! Kevin Buchanan has been a sniper so far this weekend. Similar to the goal he got in Rochester. Finds himself in the slot with just a little bit of traffic and uncorks one, and it's now the Wings in the lead 2-1. Good play first by Rabel to set it up. He's trying to dive low.
7. Buchanan. The assist, number 10, Kevin Crowley, along with number 5, Michael Manley. Time of that goal, 7 minutes, 6 seconds.
Crowley and Manley get the assist, and you see here on the replay, Buchanan just uncorked one there and it caught Kirk frozen. Buchanan has really come alive this past weekend. Second goal of the weekend for him. Minnesota wins the faceoff. They've got the ball back to live action. Jordan McIntosh now gets it over to Benesh far side. Now over to Crawford. He dives down low with 5. Can't find room with Crotty in front of him. The 3, 2, 1. They're not going to get the shot off in time. Yes, they are, just in time. Good save made by Miller, then able to scoop it away as Matisse was looking to capitalize on the doorstep. Outlet pass to Hartzell, and the Wings will come the other way. First time in a while, to be honest with you, the Wings have had a lead. I don't know that the crowd knows how to handle that, but the Wings are up 2-1. 7 minutes left to go here in the first. Crowley, again, nice moves inside, shoots, and what a save made by Kirk that time. I tell you what, now Kirk and Kevin Crowley sticks her up. Boy, Tyler Haas very, very lucky. He did a little cross-check action close to Crowley's head. The officials don't play around with 6 to the head this season. And now here's a shot save made, but we're going to have a penalty against the Wings as breaking to the net was Jay Card, and we know we're going to get a hold as Kirk is going to come off. 6-on-5 advantage for Minnesota. Wings did all they could to prevent the breakaway, so it's certainly worth it. It'll be interesting to see if they give him the penalty shot as well on the breakaway, but 6-on-5. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Empty net for Minnesota. Benesh looking for the ball up top. He calls for it in the slot. Now with 5, he's got traffic now far side. Can't control it as Crawford of 2-1, and the shot clock is going to expire. So Brett Manny's going to go off for the penalty. You hesitate to say a good penalty, but certainly in a breakaway, Manny did all he could to prevent a clean shot, and he did that there. So he'll go off for the hold.
Manny, 2 minutes for holding. Time of that penalty, 8 minutes, 51 seconds.
So with Manny going off for the hold, the Wings will go down 5-on-4. And I guess the best case scenario for Philadelphia is no penalty shot. Now we see what the Wings' penalty kill can do. 5-on-4 for the Swarm. They're rotating the ball around. Matisse putting traffic up front. Now over to Benesh. Now he finds a one-timer. Shot save made by Miller. Caught in the knee pads. Nice job that time, as really Minnesota wasn't able to get much traffic in front of Miller. He had a pretty good sight line on that. And so the Wings are able to escape, and now they hope to kill off 30 seconds of this Brett Manny penalty. Mike Manley brings the ball across for the Wings, and Manley's had a good couple of weeks. Still learning the game as a rookie, but he has certainly shown improvement, and that's something Philadelphia is very happy about. Rabel with the ball. He takes the shot and scores! I tell you what, Paul Rabel got everybody napping, myself included. Nobody expected him to take a shot, and he saw the acceleration that Paul Rabel is capable of. He explodes, and it's Philadelphia with a short-handed goal going up 3-1. Explosive power showed by Rabel. He went from 0 to 60 in no time flat. Take a look at the replays. We get the call from the public address announcer, Kevin Casey. Take a look here. Rabel just explodes and unwinds. Oh, it bounces in on Evan Kirk. What a job by Rabel as he take another look at it here. Working a one-on-one pass, and he bounces it right in front of the crease. An amazing job by Rabel.
Number 9, Paul assist, number 5, Michael Manley, along with number 71, Kevin Ross.
The shorthanded goal by Rabel makes it 3-1 Philadelphia, and I tell you what, the crowd's starting to come alive here as Crowley will shoot it. That one goes wide. 7 on the shot clock, though. Crowley gets his own rebound, however, stick checked away. Loose ball. The Wings got a fresh 30 as Minnesota was able to get possession of it. Wings now can't control the pass over to Buchanan, tied up on the near side board. Still 45 seconds left to go on the penalty to Brett Manny. Now we've got a bit of a scrum taking place here. It's still Philadelphia's possession, but now we've got a loose ball violation. We're going to call a push on Philadelphia, so it's going to be Minnesota's ball. When we come back from this media timeout, the short-handed goal from Paul Rabel puts the Wings up 3-1 with 4:48 left to go in the first. This is the NLL on the Lacrosse Network.
TLN SMS alerts are the best way to stay up to date with the latest videos from the Lacrosse Network. Be the first to know about all of our live games, giveaways, and videos by getting TLN alerts straight to your phone. To sign up, just click the phone icon in the top right corner of our channel and input your mobile phone number. Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network for the best in lacrosse content. Honey, you do me wrong, but still
4:48 left to go here in the first. It's a 3-1 Philadelphia score. Hey, fans, don't forget you can watch the NLL live on CBS Sports Network. National broadcast each week for the remainder of the season and the playoffs, including the championship game. Next broadcast is this upcoming Saturday. The Wings will be right back here at Wells Fargo Center hosting the Toronto Rock. That's a 4:30 start time. To find the channel on your cable or satellite system, visit CBSSportsNetwork.com. And if you can't watch that, don't worry. I'll be here with the call. We'll just have it for you afterwards. You can watch the replay right here on the Lacrosse Network. Hey, thanks to our friends over in Lacrosse We Trust, Marissa over there, and watching the game and enjoying her Sunday afternoon as well. We hope you're doing that as well. Give us a shout at Dave Walls on the Twitter, and, of course, saying hi to everybody in the YouTube chat room. Haven't been able to put my eyes down there a lot, but I see you guys talking about it, and we'll talk a little bit maybe at the half or at the end of the quarter when we get a little more than 30 seconds to talk. Minnesota has the ball. They're still on the power play for 15 seconds. Now here's a shot and score. Keel Matisse finally is able to put it in with 11 seconds left on the power play. Manny now comes out of the box, and the Swarm come back within one at 3-2. Well, give Philadelphia credit. You know, we've been seeing their power play give up 5-second goals, 10-second goals in the power play, but finally Matisse is wide open on the far side of the crease, and he's just able to creep in, and really with that kind of power.
46, Kyle Matisse. The assist, number 32, Shane Jackson, along with number 21, Ryan Benesh. Time of the goal, 10 minutes, 40 seconds.
Well, one area we've seen so far where the Wings have certainly been missing due to injury is the faceoffs, and really Minnesota's been able to really control inside the faceoff circle today, as there's a shot and a save made by Miller. However, we're going to have a call, and that's going to go against Minnesota, so Philadelphia will get the ball. Like someone might have made contact with Brandon Miller as he went to make the save, so we go back the other way. Both teams now 5-on-5. Westerveld out there along with Jordan Hall. Buchanan finds his way inside, but now dumps it off far side. It's now over to Crowley. Crowley fakes a beautiful shot, moves in and scores! Oh, what a move by Kevin Crowley. Faked his man until he was stiff in the legs, and then Crowley swims inside and is able to beat Kirk. It's back up to a 2-goal lead, 4-2. Tell you what, Kevin Crowley has a cannon, but that time showing off the footwork as it's a beautiful deke.
Ken Kevin Crowley.
As you see that time, he's able to just beat his man, Brock Sorensen, cleanly. Shows the rookie a thing or two here. Even fakes out the cameraman on that one. Faked the shot and then able to swim inside. Beautiful play by Crowley. It's a 4-2 game. Minnesota's won the faceoff. They've got the ball with Gibson. Gibson controlling near side. 10 on the shot clock. Gibson now finds some traffic. Goes far side over to, I believe that's Matisse throwing traffic around. Here's a shot. Big save made by Miller. Stick loose on the turf. Belongs to Pat Heim. Quick outlet pass the other way with Sweeney. Sweeney back to his usual number 7. The rookie C.J. Costabile wearing number 4 now for the Wings, in case you're keeping track at home. Crowley has the ball near the face-off circle. Tight defense been put on. Now Rabel gives him a little bit of room with a screen. Crowley tries to swim inside. Back to the boards of Rabel. Rabel goes towards the crease, dives down low with 8. And back of the net, trapped now with 5 on the clock. Rolls inside. Can't get the shot away. He was trying to dump it off quickly to Crowley. 2-1. The shot clock's going to expire regardless. Now Rabel and Gilbert take a swing at each other, but the referee had his back turned. Otherwise, I think we would have had a roughing penalty. Certainly, we've seen some tempers flare up here in the first. Earlier, Crowley and Haas were going at it a little bit. No penalties came out of that. Minnesota has the ball now as we approach 2 minutes left to go here in the first. 4-2 Philadelphia. That shot intended to go in back of the net. However, Miller has lost his stick. Miller now comes out of the net. Oh, boy, Philadelphia got very, very lucky. Brandon Miller decided to make a run for it and grab his stick. Minnesota turned around and fired a shot, but it went very wide, and Philadelphia is able to come up with it. Bit of a scary moment for Wings fans as Miller lost his stick. And an even riskier decision to win for it, but the Wings are able to capitalize, and they come back and score. Kevin Crowley gets number 2 in the first period. And what a difference we've seen in Kevin Crowley the past couple of weeks. We're talking earlier in the season where he didn't have that swag. He didn't have that confidence. Well, I tell you what, he's feeling pretty confident now, firing it from anywhere, and Crowley gets number 2.
Scored by number 10, Kevin Crowley.
Crowley gets number 2 as you take a look at the replay. A nice speed from Westervelt, and he just sees a little bit of traffic. Nobody gets on him, and boom, top shelf. And now the Wings, with the loose ball on the turf, Rabel turns it over as he's unable to control the pass. So Minnesota will go ahead and get the ball left. We're down to 90 seconds left to go here in the first. 5-2 your score. Shots on goal even at 11. So Minnesota wants one to stop the bleeding here before we go. And here's a shot. Save made by Miller. Boy, I tell you what, Benesh was able to just almost tiptoe his way right through the slot. Nobody thought he was going to take the shot. Miller, though, followed the ball the whole way, and now Philadelphia has the ball as we approach 1 minute left to go here in the first. Kevin Crowley with 2, Rabel with a shorty, and Philadelphia offense has really come alive. Buchanan with the ball, far side. He rolls. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Buchanan trying to find some room and some help. However, when to get an illegal screen that time, as I believe Jordan Hall got caught on the far side. We've got about still 20 seconds between shot and game clock, so Minnesota would hope for a quick shot here. However, they turn the ball over loose. Manley's got to pick it up. However, it looks like we're going to get a penalty, and it is. Manley, I believe, is going to go off for the hold. Check that. No, we're going to get a sworn penalty. Both teams got caught up against each other, and to be honest, I thought the Wings were going off for it, but instead it's going to be Brock Sorensen who's going to go off in Philadelphia.
Brock Sorensen, 2 minutes for holding. Time of that penalty, 14 minutes, 17 seconds.
Sorensen and Manley got tied up, and I actually thought Manley committed the hold, but I guess they saw Sorensen on the retaliation as they were both grabbing each other, so Philadelphia gets its first power play opportunity as they attempt to go up by 4 here. 30 seconds left to go. There's about a 10-second differential between shot and game clock. Crowley over to Hall, now far side, creeping in, now back up top to Hall. Over to Westervelt with room. He shoots. Boy, Kirk was late moving, but he's able to get in position. Shot clock now turned off. Miller staying in net, 5 on 4. Now he shoots. Save made. Ross is able to pick the ball back up. 9 seconds. 8. Wings going to get the last shot here. Over to Westervelt. He one times it. Save made. Picked up by Haas with 3, 2, 1. Is he going to get a shot off? He is not going to get the shot off, and the first period will expire. But, hey, we got cheering coming from the Wings crowd. The Wings are in the lead. This is something that Philadelphia has not seen since the home opener against Buffalo. After 1 period of play, the Philadelphia Wings 5, the Minnesota Swarm 2. This is the NLL on the Lacrosse Network.
I mean, are we kidding me right now? Do you really think that you being on a
After one period of play, the Wings are up 5-2. This is the NLL of the Lacrosse Network. Dave Walls with the call this afternoon. Welcoming all of you watching this game on YouTube as well. We are seeing lots of you out there as well participating on that. And also make sure to send me a tweet over at Dave Walls. Appreciate all you doing that as well. And also to our NLL radio show, Wings All Access, where my producer and I, John Barcher, will be talking about this game as well and the Wings' chances moving forward towards the postseason. We'll have a lot to talk about. We'll be recording that one later today. I agree with Lax Sturd. That was a really nice low to high rip by Rabel. It's really what the Wings need moving forward. And yeah, Kevin Crowley is definitely feeling it though. And we'll love to hear your opinions on Paul Rabel. See a lot of you guys talking about how he's been doing in the season. Certainly he missed a good portion of last season, and then coming into training camp late. He certainly, we can say it, he has been inconsistent on the year, but certainly he has shown flashes of what he is capable of, and he's certainly had a good day so far today as well. As we get ready for the second period of play, hey, Swarm fans, don't forget the next Minnesota Swarm home game is on Saturday the 20th. The Swarm hosting the Colorado Mammoth over at Xcel Energy Center. Game time 7 p.m. and it is the regular season finale. The regular season home game finale, I should say, for the Swarm during the 2013 season. For tickets and info, just go to mnswarm.com. And the Wings will be back at home this Saturday, the 13th. The Wings hosting the Toronto Rock. Now, the game time is going to be at 4:30. That might be different than what you see on your schedules because that will be the CBS Sports Network game of the week. So make sure you adjust your schedules. 4:30. That's live on CBS Sports Network, or we'll have the replay here for you on the Lacrosse Network. For tickets and info, just go to wingslax.com. We want you here. We want to see you here watching this game. Well, we're back underway here in the second. Minnesota briefly won the faceoff, but Philadelphia's got the ball down. They are now going left to right on your screen. Kevin Ross with the ball down low by the crease. Up top to Hall. Back and forth with Rabel. Still on the power play. Now here's a shot. Big one that time by, I believe that was Westerveld in back of the net, but a crease violation. Still 35 seconds left to go on the penalty to Sorensen, and now we're going to get a delayed call. This one's going against Philadelphia. Kirk's coming off, so we'll have 5 on 5, I should say. In fact, Minnesota's whole goal now is to burn off as much of this penalty as they can to Sorensen and give themselves as much power play time as they can. Bounce pass over to Matisse, near side corner. Again, 5 on 5 with a delayed Philadelphia call. Matisse trying to drive inside, finds the double team. Shot clock expires, and now we're going to get a holding call that goes against Philadelphia. And the player runs right to the box. He knew it, and I believe that's going to be Kevin Ross. Indeed, Ross goes off for the hold. So at 1:07, it'll be Ross.
Wings penalty assessed to number 71, Kevin Ross. 2 minutes for holding. Time for the penalty, 1 minute, 7 seconds.
So we'll have 1:50 of power play time for Minnesota. So they're just going to hold the ball until Sorensen comes out of the box, and he does that in 2-1. And now Minnesota goes a man up. Sorensen will run over to the bench. Minnesota trying to drive inside of Crawford. One-timer, beautiful shot and save made by Miller. I don't know how he got that one. Minnesota might have held the ball a little bit too long. They had Miller beat cleanly to the right-hand side as Miller makes a second save. Tell you what, one too many moves that time for the Swarm. They had Miller out of position, but they had the wide open net and just decided to hold it and go far side, and Miller had time to recover. So the Wings now killing off some of this Kevin Ross penalty. Swarm 1 for 1 on the power play. Wings 0 for 1. This is the second one for Minnesota. Now with 8 on the shot clock, Mundorf shoots, bounce shot, save made, rebounds, coming loose. Ball still loose. Buchanan's able to kick it over to the far side corner. Crowley can't get to it, though. He's checked away nicely, and Minnesota recovers. Already a minute gone on the holding call to Kevin Ross. Philadelphia does have a short-handed goal, however, in this 5-2 lead. Shots on goal favoring the Wings right now, but it's tight 15-14. Benesh up top. Now trying to find Crawford breaking in the slot. He can't control the pass, and now it's the Wings breaking back the other way with numbers. Merrill finds a streaking Westerveld. He goes to the crease, however, can't get the shot off and stepped in the crease. Westerveld did get tapped a little bit as he was going to the crease. That just threw off his balance enough, or he just wasn't even able to get a shot off, but the Wings had the right idea. But now Minnesota will get one more opportunity here, short-handed, on the power play, I should say, to make this a 2-goal game. Already 3 minutes gone. Here's a shot. Big save made by Miller. He got the left shoulder on it, reset the shot clock. However, 10 seconds left on the power play. Benesh holds it. Creeping in, now goes far side to Crawford. Now he creeps in, back up top to Benesh. He shoots and scores. Again, Minnesota with 3 seconds left on the power play. Ryan Benesh scores, and now the Swarm back within 2. Both times Minnesota is able to convert. They've taken nearly the full 2 minutes. As you take a look at the replay, Crawford creeps back up. He's able to get the pass off to Benesh, and Benesh fires a laser right over the right shoulder. Miller wants that one back.
Minnesota goal scored by number 21, Ryan Benesh. The assist, number 98, Callum Crawford, along with number 32, Shane Jackson.
And here come the Wings back right off the faceoff. Here's a shot that goes high over the net by Westervelt. And now a crease violation called as both teams went in to dive for it. Again, the Philadelphia's been trying that fast break with Westerveld off the bench. They're 0 for 2 on that today. And now Minnesota will go ahead and take possession. A 5-3 game. The Swarm 2 for 2 on the power play so far. Wings 0 for 1, but again, they do have that shorthanded tally. Corbin Tao out there. He fires it down low. Jay Card has the ball. Now he finds Crawford to the crease. Here's a shot. Stick save made by Miller. Crawford was checked into Miller, and the crease violation been called. Wings breaking back the other way with numbers. However, they're going to hold it this time. Brody Merrill with the ball. He dumps it off in transition. Numbers a little bit harder to read on these old school jerseys, but small price to pay for getting that gray and black attack back out on the field for Philadelphia. I tell you what, the Wings have had a bit of an old school attitude in their scoring and the way they've been acting out on the field. Now we've got a penalty being called away from the ball, and I believe it's going against Philadelphia, and I believe that is going to be called on possibly Brendan Mundorf. It was away from the ball. Both teams seemed a little bit surprised by the whistle, but as Mundorf goes to the box, it's going to be the third power play for the Swarm.
To number 2, Brendan Mundorf, 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalty, 4 minutes, 2 seconds.
So as Mundorf goes off for a roughing call away from the ball, those are the ones that hurt away from the ball that don't really affect the play, but certainly we've seen tempers flare up, so apparently the referee's trying to send a message. Swarm now lead shots on goal, 16-15. Matisse with the ball over to McIntosh. McIntosh works around the screen. Down low, beautiful passing, tic-tac-toe, and he scores. Quick power play tally, and it's Kyle Matisse who gets the ball in the net, and now it's back to a 1-goal game at 5-4. Crisp passing you'll see here on the replay. Up, down, and right in. I tell you what, that's a very close play because the ball initially kicked off Miller's knee. And
Minnesota
I
goal
tell
scored
you
by
what,
number 46, Kyle Matisse. The assist, number 24, Jordan McIntosh, along with number 21, Ryan Benesh. Time of that goal, 4 minutes, 56 seconds.
you know what, that would have been a worthy one, I think, to throw the flag on as the ball bounced off the knee of Miller before it went in the net. And I think Matisse's foot had hit the crease, but Coach Johnny Meridian elects not to throw the flag, so the goal stands. It's a 5-4 game. Philadelphia with the ball. Shot by Rabel goes wide. Ross is unable to keep the ball from going over the timeline, so an over and back violation. Sticks coming up high again near the Philadelphia bench as Gilbert's out there mixing it up with Buchanan. Cooler heads prevail for now, but Minnesota trying to tie it up here on a 2-0 rally right now. Crawford with the ball, working around, now down to the slot. He throws it far side. Room to run, but unable to find as Jordan Hall closes that gap nicely. Card shoots low, goes wide. 5 seconds on the shot clock, and back of the net now. Now a crease violation. The ball goes in the net, but clearly a crease violation as Gibson stepped on the back crease line, so no goal. And the Wings will get the ball when we come back from this media timeout. 9:44 left to go here in the second. 5-4 Wings. This is the NLL on the Lacrosse Network. Welcome back to the Wells Fargo Center. 9:44 left to go here in the second. It's 5-4 Philadelphia. 9:44 left to go here in the second. It's a 5-4 game. Dave Walls here for the Wells Fargo Center. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday. We'll get to your questions here in just a few minutes. Philadelphia gets the ball off the media timeout. Shots on goal right now favoring the Swarm, 17-15. As that shot ricochets high into the stands. Ball's out of play. It'll remain Philadelphia possession on a fresh 30-second shot clock. Back to live action as the Wings have the ball. Up top, now over to Mundorf on the near side. Mundorf working his way in, beating a double team. He shoots. Good stick save, though, made by Kirk. Long outlet pass on the breakaway. It connects over to Sorensen. Sorensen, nice spin move, works his way, shoots behind the back, but puts it well wide that time. And now picked up over by Hartzell. However, good stick check made by Geich. And now the ball loose on the turf over near the bench. Wings going to have to hurry to get it across the timeline. They just do so. I tell you what, 8 seconds and not much more, but Merrill's able to get it up and across. Apologize for any technical delays. If you're having issues watching the game, did have a brief internet outage. We are hopefully back here online doing what we can here at the Wells Fargo Center, thanks to all of our friends at the Lacrosse Network and also here in Philadelphia with John Barcher, my producer. Shot save made by Kirk. However, loose ball goes into the netting off of Kirk, so a fresh 30 for Philadelphia. They control with Jordan Hall bringing the ball back in. Over to Crowley. Now he's going to fire it back over to Hall, near side. Hall unlaunches a cannon. However, loose rebound comes right back to the Wings. Does not go off Kirk, they say, so no reset of the shot clock. Delayed penalty. Shoot and score! Kevin Crowley's got the first half hat trick. He comes alive and puts it back up 6-4. Miller was running off to the bench as we had a delayed penalty against Minnesota, but before that matters, Crowley's able to sneak the ball into the back of the net. 3 for Mr. Crowley in the first half, and it's back up to a 2-goal advantage.
On the day.
Rabel gets the assist as he just seen a little sidearm shot that time by Crowley. Does a great job. Back to action, shot and score! And I tell you what, we had been talking about the focus of the Wings and just the momentary lapses again come back to bite him as a quick break the other way. And Shane Jackson gets the ball and makes it back to a 1-goal game at 6-5. Taking a look at the replay here, just Jackson wide open on the far side. Wings unable to get a body on him. Face off at center with Heim and McIntosh. McIntosh will win that one briefly, and now he does control. McIntosh now runs to the net. Shot save made by Miller. I tell you what, he beat Costabile cleanly down low. Was able to run right around him, but Minnesota does get a fresh 30 here, and they will take advantage and get their substitutions out. Callum Crawford with the ball. He holds near the face-off circle. However, we've got an illegal screen called against Minnesota. Turnover, and it goes back the other way. Long pass ahead for Brody Merrill. Goes off the glass, but Merrill's able to control. However, pass far side for Rabel, unable to control as well. And now an illegal screen back against the Wings. Westervelt gets called as Tyler Haas gets a good look at the turf, and so Minnesota goes back the other way. 6-5 your score, approaching 7 minutes left to go here in the first half. We'll answer some of the fan questions here coming up shortly as Miller makes the initial save. The rebound kind of comes right loose over to him. Joel White's in there battling, but Minnesota's going to pick up the ball and get a fresh 30. Crawford holding, looking for traffic in front. Can't find it now. He comes over, beats Manny. Unable to connect on the pass, and Miller's going to be able to pick up the loose ball. A little bit of dangerous passing going on there from a Philadelphia standpoint, but Miller was able to stick with it and pick up the loose ball. Here comes Michael Manley. He tries to get a ball over to Westervelt. Pass tipped away, however. Now ball loose on the turf. Both teams fighting for it. Crowley down there along with Dan Ball. Ball in there fighting, and now Minnesota's going to come away with it. Good work by Minnesota. And really just outpowering Philadelphia down low. And I tell you what, Westervelt and Haas have been going at it all here in the first quarter. they exchange against some more shoves and smacks at each other. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a penalty on both of those guys. Matisse now fires the ball over to Benesh. Benesh holding, thinks about a shot, instead tries to hit Matisse. Ball goes off the back of the defender. Tied up with 5 on the clock. Now Philadelphia picks it back up. Good defensive stand by the Wings that time. Really not allowing a lot of clean passes. Merrill calling some shots here, trying to get some help as he's trapped on the near side boards. However, that pass goes loose now with turnover. Minnesota runs the other way, 3-on-2 if they hurry. But they'll go ahead and pull back as Sorensen now tries to find a breaking Jordan McIntosh. Can't connect, and now both teams running up and down the floor. This is turning into a bit of a track meet, 2-on-1. Philadelphia shot save made by Kirk. Beautiful passing that time, and Rabel had a shot, and Kirk did well just to get the arm on it. And now Minnesota controls the rebound, and it's David Earl with the ball. He'll get the long outlet pass back the other way to Downing. Downing brings it across in transition. Media timeout coming up at the next whistle as we approach 5 minutes left to go here in the first half. 6-5 your score. Pretty tight game as shots on goal tied up at 20 apiece. Crawford up top with the ball. He's working one-on-one. 7 on the shot clock. Now Crawford with some room. He shoots a laser and scores. Crawford was looking for that, you could tell, and finally he was able to find some space away from his defender and really uncorked one with 4:51 to go. We've got a tie game at 6-6. The 21st Minnesota shot brings forth a tie game. As you take a look here, Crawford had his defender working one-on-one.
Goal scored by number 98, Callum Crawford. The assist, number 8, Greg Downing, along with number 33, David Earl.
And once Crawford was able to get that separation, he just uncorked the laser beam and was able to get it down low on Miller. Minnesota wins the faceoff. They take a shot there. I believe that was Haas on the shot. Goes wide. Ball's coming close to the middle. Minnesota's able to keep it in. And now with 10 on the shot clock, they're going to get another opportunity at it. Stepped on the crease. The ball goes in the net, but a crease violation. And actually the ball went in back of the net. My apologies, but crease violation regardless. So a turnover. It's going to be Philadelphia ball. And we come back from this media timeout, but it's a whole new ball game with 4:26 to go. It's a 6-6 game. This is the NLL on the Lacrosse Network. .426 left to go here in the first half. It's a 6-6 game. Fans, don't forget about NLL Radio. It offers the best online radio coverage of the National Lacrosse League. You can now listen to NLL Radio on your smartphone. Did you know that? You just download the popular TuneIn radio app and find NLL Radio under the More Sports section. You can listen to great shows from around the league playing on a continuous loop, including the brand new Wings All Access. That's right, myself and my producer John Barchard. We talk all Philadelphia Wings all the time, and we'll be recording our next episode right after today's game, so we encourage you to do that as well, and follow Wings All Access on Twitter as well. We give away lots of tickets. In fact, a lucky Wings All Access listener is at the game today. We gave her 2 tickets, so we got plenty of swag to give away as well. You can also visit NLL.com/radio and listen to any show you'd like at any time. Check out NLL Radio today. Well, off the crease violation, Wings with the ball. Crowley shoots. It goes wide. Wings control the rebound, though. Jordan Hall's able to pick it back up. However, only 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Now at 4 minutes left to go here in the first. To Ross, working one-on-one. He shoots. Good save made. However, we've got a whistle away from the ball, and looks like we're going to get a penalty against the Wings. They may have gotten caught with too many men on the field, and I believe that's what's going to happen. I tell you what, if that's the call, and I'll be honest, I didn't see the referee's signal. It is a wing going to the box. If that's the case, it's been a real thorn in the side of Philadelphia Wings fans because they got hit with that twice yesterday against Rochester, and we'll have to wait and see.
2-minute bench minor for unsportsmanlike conduct. Penalty will be served by number 22, Ned Crotty. Time.
So an unsportsmanlike conduct. Yeah, somebody got teed up. So another power play. Minnesota's 3 for 3 on those. Ball rebounds and hits Miller, so it counted as a save, but Minnesota's going to get a fresh 30-second shot clock out of it. Intended pass for Callum Crawford goes wide, and now the Wings will run it back the other way. Quickly in transition, Hartzell has it, brings it up and across the timeline. He thought about a run for a moment, but now waits for help, and now Philadelphia will kill off some of this penalty. 3:24 left to go here in the half. 1:24 already left to go in this unsportsmanlike call. It's a bench call, so apparently some jawing going on by either Coach Meridian or someone else. Long distance shot by Crowley as the shot clock winding down. Easy save made by Kirk. Outlet pass comes over. Rabel puts some pressure on, but they're able to get it over to McIntosh. Wings getting their defensive 4 out on the field. Now Minnesota's got their 5 out there. They go with Crawford, Matisse, and Benesh far side. Now back up top to Benesh. Trying to roll inside, can't find room. They go up top to Crawford. Shot deflected with 3, 2, 1, and he shoots and scores. As the shot clock expires, Callum Crawford is able to tuck it into the corner. A beautiful play by him, and with 2:39 left to go, the Swarm power play does it again. They retake the lead 7-6. Take a look at the replay. Crawford's initial shot was blocked, and then he just finds a little bit of room, and I tell you what, there was not a lot of net to shoot at.
Crawford, the assist number 21, Ryan Benesh, along with number 81, Josh Gillum. Time of that goal, 12 minutes, 21 seconds.
So at 12:21, it's another one by Crawford. The power play tally makes it a 7-6 game. Minnesota wins the faceoff. They've got the ball. Moving right to left. They go far side. Over to Gibson, I believe. Now over to McIntosh. McIntosh shoots low. Good save made by Miller. Quick outlet pass over to Hartzell. They've got Westerveld breaking off the bench. Westerveld back to Hartzell. He shoots. Good save made by Kirk, as Kirk, not sure he was expecting Hartzell to take it, but the Wings are able to control it off the bench. 2 minutes left to go here in the first half. Wings offense fully out on the field now as Brendan Mundorf on the left-hand side. Westerveld up top, and now Rabel tries to dive down low. Delayed penalty coming up against Minnesota. Mundorf shoots, hits the crossbar. Mundorf shot it, beat Kirk up top, but it just bounced off the corner. Miller now on the bench, 6-on-5 for Philadelphia. It'll be the Wings' second power play opportunity. They've scored on an extra man attacker from a power play. Lots of good passing by Philadelphia. Westerveld up top to Mundorf. Mundorf shot blocked, and now Minnesota will control. We got a holding call going up against the Swarm, and I believe it's going to be up against Downing who's going to go off. No, check that. It's going to be Sorensen's going off again. No, check that again. I apologize. It's going to be Tyler Haas. Eventually, I'm going to get it right. There's only so many people on the roster, but it is going to be Tyler Haas going off. And so the Wings go on power play number 2.
Penalty assessed to number 9, Tyler Haas. 2 minutes for holding the stick. Time of that penalty.
So the Wings have a chance to equalize it here with 80 seconds left to go here in the first half. Power play unit out there with Hall. Ross now up top to Crowley. Crowley moves in. Shot by Westerveld. Easy save made by Kirk. He had a clear sight path. Kirk holding the ball. Now a long outlet pass trying to cherry pick. However, unable to do so. No, Jackson does connect. So the long outlet pass works. So Minnesota's going to be able to kill off 30 seconds left. We're under a minute to go here in the first half. Minnesota clicking to a 7-6 lead. Minnesota more than content to kill off 30 seconds here. 4 on the shot clock. Now cranking a shot. That one goes off a wing and hits off the glass. So shot clock violation. Philadelphia control. 5-second differential between shot and game clock. So Philadelphia can theoretically hold for a last shot. And now Philadelphia is going to go ahead and call their timeout with 30 seconds. So good strategy by Philadelphia. They're going to go ahead and get the last shot if they can and try to go into the half at a tie game. We'll keep the action right here with 7-6 game, that is. Again, love hearing from everybody. Send me your tweets at Dave Walls, and also be talking to you here in the answering your questions in the chat room as well. I want to say hi to Rose Creeder out in Washington, who's watching the game. She loved watching her Stealth win yesterday, but she is a Wings fan as well. And I do want to talk to everybody over in the chat room. Someone had asked earlier, where do the Wings stand right now if the playoffs were to happen? Well, right now the Wings have the tiebreaker advantage over Buffalo. So if theoretically, if Buffalo and Philadelphia tied, Philadelphia would get the 8th slot for the playoffs. But really, with the Western Division as tight as it is right now, you cannot just rely on the fact that you're better in Buffalo, you're going to be in. You've got to really fight right now. Theoretically, if the Wings were to get hot and Rochester were to collapse and Philadelphia could have a better record, the Wings could still even, possibly, conceivably get a home playoff game. We'll check in at halftime and see what Rochester and Toronto were doing as that game is still taking place over at the Air Canada Centre. But certainly the Wings in a very tenuous spot right now, clinging onto the 8th slot. A win here today would do a lot of good in the Wings moving forward towards the run at the Champions Cup. Let's go back down to the field as the Wings power play back in effect with a 2-second differential between shot and game clock right now. Crowley over to Rabel. He thinks about it. Back up top to Crowley. 10 on the shot clock. Up top to Hall. Now over to Crowley. Moving in with a screen. He shoots. Save made by Kirk. However, the referee's going to say over and back violation. I almost positive Kirk got a piece of that. But now with 4 seconds, 3, Minnesota is calling a timeout. Indeed, that's what it looks like. So Minnesota now with 4 seconds left, they're going to call a timeout. And I tell you what, that's actually enough time where if Minnesota decides they want to pull the goaltender here, they could, go 5-on-5 and maybe create an opportunity here, because I don't think there's enough time. If Philly got an early turnover and was able to shoot at the length of the floor, I don't think they have that kind of opportunity to score. So 4.9 seconds left to go. And it looks like the Swarm are going to go into the half up by at least 1. Let's go ahead. In fact, while we're sitting here right now, we'll take a look at the scoreboard, the NLL scoreboard, as certainly Toronto trying to clinch the Eastern Division with a win today. And with 6:19 left to go in the fourth, it is Toronto. They are up, but it is a tight game, 10-8 over the Rochester Nighthawks. Lots of action earlier than week 14. Rochester, of course, defeating these Wings yesterday 14-7. Minnesota just completely went off on Buffalo, 21-7. Colorado defeated Edmonton in a very tight matchup. More Cheez-Its for this guy right here. Long distance shot and score! Quickly off the reset. We weren't even looking back on the screen. But with 1.5 seconds left, it's the lacrosse version of the Hail Mary. The laser beam goes in on Miller, and Minnesota gets a gift and goes up 8-6.
Unassisted goal scored at 14 minutes, 58 seconds.
So watch the replay here. Jake Card just comes in and just booms it, and with all the traffic in front of the net, Brandon Miller never even saw it. 1.5 seconds left. That is a backbreaker going into the half. That will do it as the Swarm, capitalizing this building, which had some energy for a while, now greets the Wings players with a couple boos as they head off to the locker room. Again, your score at the half, Minnesota 8 and Philadelphia 6. We'll run down the rest of the scoreboard and break down the half when we come back. This is the NLL on the Lacrosse Network.
TLN SMS alerts are the best way to stay up to date with the latest videos from the Lacrosse Network. Be the first to know about all of our live games, giveaways, and videos by getting TLN alerts straight to your phone. To sign up, just click the phone icon in the top right corner of our channel and input your mobile phone number. Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network for the best in lacrosse content.
Honey, you do me wrong, but still I'm...
Hey, there we are. Welcome back, everybody, to the Wells Fargo Center. I'm Dave Walls. Score at the half right now is 8-6. Minnesota enjoys a 2-goal lead over the Philadelphia Wings. Dave Walls here. John Barcher directly to my left, running the 1s and 2s, and hoping you're enjoying your Sunday afternoon wherever you are. We've had a pretty good game here as Philadelphia at one point enjoyed a 5-2 lead. Minnesota, however, has really controlled it since that point, going on a 6-1 run, capping it off with a late goal, pulling the goaltender, and technically considered an even strength goal, but with 1.5 seconds left, burying that one certainly does hurt the Wings. So right now your score is 6-8. And hey, we encourage you to subscribe to our friends on the Lacrosse Network. In fact, you may even see a little button pop up. I think it's going to be over here. There it is. You want to click on that right there. You want to click over on the subscribe button. That's pretty cool. I like doing that. Anyway, subscribe to them. You can get see all the great NLL games, and also a big supporter of lacrosse in general. They've got great content. They've got great all-access shows, the club series that they've got going and all the great college games as well. Follow our friends on the Lacrosse Network. We've got lots of games going on. One still in particular up in Toronto, 10-8 your score as the Toronto Rock still leading over the Rochester Nighthawks in the waning moments of that game. More action in Week 14 of the NLL. Minnesota again tripled up on Buffalo last night, 21-7. Colorado and Edmonton. Colorado took it last night in a tight battle, 9-7. And Washington slipped by Calgary 12-11. Both Washington and Calgary have really been tight with each other. Washington had a lead over Calgary last week up at Comcast Arena, but certainly Calgary battled back and was able to take that one in the waning moments. Washington just basically returned the favor up at Scotiabank Saddledome. So those two teams really tight with each other, and nobody's a clear favorite in the Western Division as of yet. It really, at this point, it's going to come down to who gets hot at the right time. All these teams have been really digging into each other one-on-one, and somebody had made a good point this morning and talking to them. They said, looking at the records, all 5 of the teams in the Western Division theoretically could wind up with a tied record. And I mean, that's one of those situations where if you're a stat geek, you start breaking down all the time-breaking situations. You might even want to get a coin out and flip them. That is the last available option. But certainly, we've got a lot of action still left to go here in the remaining weeks. Now, don't forget, lacrosse fans, coming up next Saturday here at the Wells Fargo Center, CBS Sports Network Game of the Week, Philadelphia and Toronto will be right here at the Wells Fargo Center. Should be a good battle. That game is at 4:30 p.m. We'll have it for you here on the Lacrosse Network. We'll just have the replay right after the live TV broadcast. So to check where CBS Sports Network is in your cable or satellite lineup, just go to cbssportsnetwork.com. We'll take a break for halftime. When we come back, we will have the second half of action. We'll run down the stats as well. Again, your score at the half, it's Minnesota 8, Philadelphia 6. This is the NLL on the Lacrosse Network. We'll be right back.
The Wells Fargo Center, Philadelphia's home for their beloved Flyers, 76ers, and the Philadelphia Wings. The Wings franchise have been with the National Lacrosse League since its conception. Tonight, a new Wings squad will begin their 27th season in Philadelphia and look for success against the Bandits of Buffalo. Last season, the Wings were faced with a first-round exit in the playoffs. The result was a series of off-season personnel changes, bringing a horde of young players to the city, one of whom is Paul Rabel. The Baltimore native is arguably the best player in the outdoor game. Inside the boards, Paul enters only his 5th year in the league. Regardless of his time with the Wings, Paul is here for a championship, but understands it's the little things, that extra rep and that extra ground ball, that will help him and his team get there. With the young, come the old. The defense, headed by All-Pro captain Brody Merrill and 13-year veteran goalie Brandon Miller. It is undoubtedly their team and theirs to direct.
Start ramping it up right now. All right, hey, first step tonight. Here we go. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team. Well, yeah.
Minutes before game time, Coach Moradian preps his team for the night.
Guys, let's take this opportunity. Let's take this opportunity tonight and let's show everybody in this locker room how we can be a team. You know, we talked about that level of leadership that we have, our captains, that whole second level of leadership. Everybody in this locker room is a leader, guys. Let them take penalties. Let's be smart. But also, if anybody with anybody in this club, we can stick up for each other because that's what they're going to do. And we can grab shirts. Okay, boys? Team tough, play smart, And let's go out there and be athletes. Let's be athletes tonight.
Let's go.
Okay?
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Bring it up. Let's go, boys. Let's go, Red. Come on now. Nobody's expecting a thing in this club here except the guys in the room, alright? Let's think. Everyone take notice tonight, boys. Let's go. Wings up 3. 1, 2, 3.
Let's go down, boys. Let's go.
Now.
Believe in each other, fellas. Believe in each other.
Early in the game, the Bandits' physical play tested the Wings and forced them to show restraint.
Crease violation onto Drew Westerfeld, but he was hammered hard afterwards by Mark Stainhouse, and it looks like Stainhouse will be going to the box for that move. And Westerfeld back down just to the left side of the Buffalo net on his stomach, not moving, so medical attention in force now with 10 minutes and 57 seconds left to play. We'll see what goes up onto the penalty clock here at the Wells Fargo Center as Westerveld picks himself back up.
With restraint came the chance to capitalize, and an ensuing series of power plays gave the Wings an edge.
Kevin Buchanan with a shot, score! That's led over to Jordan Hall. They have captured their sizable lead with a power play tonight specifically, and they're working on it again with a score. Brody Merrill got a lead pass with the man advantage, and it is 6-2 Philadelphia as Mark Stainhouse sits in the penalty box. Setting it up with Kevin Buchanan from the right point. Here's Buchanan with his shot. That hits the goalpost inside the crease area. And Buchanan, former Bandit, gets the Wings a lead. 9-4 Philadelphia here in the third quarter of play. Dane Smith into the line for the Bandits from the far side. He's got an open lane, takes this out, he scores! Dane Smith.
The Bandits continued to fight, but the Wings kept them always at a distance.
Good check down by Buffalo's defense on one of the Philadelphia players, and that obviously stopped the play. That was by Luke Wild. Philadelphia going back onto the power play. Two Buffalo players now going to the penalty box. Mike McNamara and Jimmy Purvis going to the box. Philadelphia is going to win this one 13-8 tonight from the Wells Fargo Center. Shots on goal, officially now 60. Philadelphia to the Bandits 41.
For the young team, tonight's win will act as reassurance that success in this league is within their reach. For the veterans, it's the first step of a long season, one in which every play and every shift will matter in the long run. For the city, the win tonight is hope that 2013 will bode well for their team.
Not only 7, we got 13 new guys on this club. 13 new players and 7 rookies. That's a huge, huge step up, character win for all you guys. We are so proud of you right now, and everybody in this The town is proud of you right now. This is a real big for this franchise to have this home win, guys. A couple of things to add to B. Composure number one. We controlled our emotions, didn't we? Even when they got penalties, we got caught up a little bit, and then we really kept our composure and our emotions. Good work, guys. F***ing unbelievable.
Hey, let's build on it now, boys. Fucking build on it.
Next week's another one.
All right. Bring it up and then let's put on some techno. Hey, boys, it's a game of runs, and we didn't fucking give them any runs, eh? We answered every one of their fucking goals. Nice fucking job. You're right.
Hey, it's just one game. Hey, but it's a great start. It's a great start and a lot to build on. And wins in this league are hard to come by, right? And it was a great effort, but we got to improve. We got to improve next week. It's a big one in Toronto. Right?
Hey, boy,
like Toronto.
We haven't had a chance to drink together, have we? Tonight we stick together.
Let's drink some beer.
Wings f***ing unite tonight, baby. Here we go.
There we go.
Hey, did Rookie bring beers?
We cheer now?
That's my guy.
Hey, let's do it on even go.
1, 2, 3, win!
All right, thanks so much, everybody, and I love that Wings All Access. Everybody was saying, "Oh my God, Coach Johnny! You know, he talks so much like that." That's Johnny in a good mood. You may not want to be in the locker room right now with the Wings down by 2 here at the half. Hi, everybody. Dave Walls here at the Wells Fargo Center. Currently, the Minnesota Swarm leading this one by a score of 8-6. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday afternoon. Send me a tweet at Dave Walls. I tell you what, I'm answering your tweets at Dave Walls, or also right here on the Lacrosse Network chat room on YouTube. Just send a comment out there, and I promise I'm reading them. I'm trying to get to them as fast as I can, but I'm also kind of calling the game here. So, trust me, I'm getting back and forth as much as I can. Let's go ahead and break down the stats here. Certainly, there's been a lot to talk about. Minnesota in that second quarter ends up going on a 6-1 run. Really is the story of the game right now, along with the Swarm power play. Swarm are 3 for 3 on the power play right now. Good first half, or first quarter, I should say, for the Wings. The Wings were up 5-2 after 1. Leading goal scorer, Kevin Crowley's already got the hat tricks. He's got 3 and 2 on the day. Also for Philadelphia, Paul Rabel with a goal and 2 assists. We've got Buchanan in there with 1 and 1, and Kevin Ross with 1 and 1 as well. For Minnesota, leading scorer on the day is Callum Crawford. He's got the first half hat trick, 3 goals, 2 assists, 4 loose balls. Jordan McIntosh hasn't put one in the net yet, but already 10 loose balls. McIntosh has kind of been everywhere, giving the Minnesota Swarm those second and third chance opportunities, and been doing a good job there. Keel Matisse, the rookie, with 2 goals. Jay Card with 1 as well. He, of course, got that last second shot, the backbreaker, the shorthanded and empty net goal with 1.5 seconds left to go. And also Ryan Benesh with 1 goal and 2 assists. Evan Kirk on the day, 19 saves. He's really rebounded nicely. He had a very shaky first quarter, but rebounded nicely for Brandon Miller, 18 saves as well. I'm sure he wants 1 or 2 of those back in the second half, but certainly a 2-goal game, certainly within reach for everybody, and just remains to be seen which Wings team comes out. We saw not only in the Minnesota game last week, but we saw even yesterday this Wings team go through waves where it seems like they're clicking on all cylinders, then just waves where, it's just not working for them and the other team is scoring at will. This Wings team needs to put together a full 60 minutes. They've survived the first 30. Down by 2 is manageable, but at this point, they need to get the full 60-minute game going, and then and only then can we really talk about Philadelphia moving forward into the postseason. Again, send me your tweets at Dave Walls, or just type a comment here on the YouTube chat room, and we'll get to you just as quick as I can, as you're seeing the first half highlights right now, and also mixing in some classic MILL highlights. The spandex was mandatory back in the day. Look at that. I love it. But the Wings wearing the old school gray and black jerseys, and, for a while they were even playing like it as well. I love seeing the old the Dallas Elliott highlights, and good shot there as the Wings won their first championship against the New York Saints as well. That Champions Cup, I think, I don't know how many levels that Champions Cup had, but it was certainly one of the largest championship trophies you will ever see. And there's a young Scott Gabrielson holding that one. There's the overtime winner against Rochester. Gary Gate puts it in there. Again, Gabrielson holding it there in Baltimore in '98. Then in 2001 at the Air Canada Center, the last time the Wings held the NLL Champions Cup as well. We're getting ready to get underway here at the Wells Fargo Center. Glad you're here as well. We're having a great time as well. At last check, it was 10-9. Toronto is leading Rochester late. There was a review going on, so we'll have to check in and see what the score is on that. Of course, that game also here on the Lacrosse Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll keep you posted. You want to watch this game. We got lots more action to go in this game here at the Wells Fargo Center. Both teams are back out on the field. We're getting ready to get underway. Hope you're enjoying it as well. Shots on goal favoring the Minnesota Swarm 26-25. And we're ready to go for the second half of action. The Wings are going to be going right to left on your screen, that is. Brody Merrill wins the faceoff as the Wings get their offense out on the field. We're ready to go. Crowley with the first half hat trick, already 5 points on the day for Mr. Crowley. And certainly the Wings are going to be a threat here in the East, and moving forward, they have to rely on Kevin Crowley to do the job, and he has stepped up here in the second half. Crowley now fires it over to Westervelt. Now good pass inside. Here's a shot that goes high and wide. Westervelt picks it up. However, only 2 on the shot clock. They'll have to go low. Bouncing shot save made by Kirk. Jordan Hall fires that one off. However, the Wings able to get the turnover, and now they've got the ball loose. However, stick checked away very nicely, and now we're going to have a loose push, and the Wings will get a fresh 30-second shot clock as that time Mitch Belisle gets called for the violation. Good work by the Wings down low and forcing the turnover, and then able to get the ball over to Crowley. He shoots and scores. Kevin Crowley gets number 4, and Mr. Crowley gets the Wells Fargo Center rocking again. It's down to a 1-goal deficit at 8-7. And I tell you what, Kirk was in position with Crowley, just like a sniper, found a little bit of hole in the net, and he just puts it right in there. Take a look at this replay. This is a beauty.
4th of the days, 4th in a row, scored by number 10, Kevin Crowley.
As Crowley, they're going to have to repaint that crossbar. He just tucked it in under there and found rope. It's an 8-7 game. With that shot, the Wings take control of the shots now, 27-26 officially on the scoreboard. Minnesota with the ball, streaking in, however, unable to connect on the pass. Good defense put up by Costabile. They get the pass, however, over to McIntosh, 10 on the shot clock. McIntosh still with the ball now in back of the net, puts on the brakes of Hartzell working on him. Up top now to Jackson. Jackson shoots. It's blocked by Brett Manley. Now the Wings with a breakaway the other way. However, Manley's going to go ahead and throw the brakes on, look for some help. Good play by the Wings defense. Costabile was actually beat, but he did enough stick checking to force an errant pass, and that really helped break up the whole play. Crowley throws it over far side to Buchanan. Buchanan with a nice move now finds himself back over in the slot. Crowley works inside. That shot goes high. Just missed again as Crowley was looking for number 5 on the play, unable to do so. And Kirk grabs the ball, and the Wings will bring the ball back up the field. Jeff Gilbert has the ball across the timeline. Now hits the brakes and throws it over to Benesh as Gilbert goes off in transition. Throws it over near side to Gillum. Gillum up top to Gibson. Now to Benesh. Benesh has the ball. Working one-on-one, finds traffic. Heim working on him. Good play by Joel White with a beautiful stick work there. He saw the pass coming in, was able to just tip the ball away enough until he was able to pick up the rebound and bring the ball back up the other way. Rabel with the ball working. Now he has Westervelt in back of him. Rabel throwing up a good screen. Westervelt wants that crease dive. Can't do it. Behind the back pass to Rabel with 10 on the clock. Over to Westervelt. Now here's a shot and score! Drew Westervelt fired up, gets in front of the crease, dives, and gets the ball down low, far side. It's a tie game at 8. Challenge flag has been thrown. We've got a challenge flag thrown on the field. So hold your horses, everybody. As Westervelt, it was close to the crease, and I'll be honest, down here in the box, we did not have a real good look at where Westervelt's feet were. So the crew chief's going to come out. We're going to take a look at this one as well. Now, unfortunately, we don't have anything additional to show you except what they might put up on the screen here in the Wells Fargo Center. I tell you what, I think that's a good goal by Drew Westervelt, unless we don't have an overhead camera shot here in the Wells Fargo Center, which is something, frankly, would probably need to be worked on for future seasons. But if that shot's any indication, I think they're going to come back and say that's a good goal. Crew Chief Bob Hollingsworth is down in the booth right now, and he'll take a look. So Minnesota burning their challenge here early in the third. Only 2:50 gone here, but the Wings, if they score this, will tie it up 8-8. Taking a look around the league right now, we're going to check in with Toronto and Rochester. At last check, it was a 10-9 game, and it is 10-9. However, the clock on my screen is showing all zeros, so it would appear Toronto has clinched the Eastern Division and the home field advantage for the playoffs with a 10-9 victory, and certainly that will go a long way to, I tell you what, not only Toronto moving forward, but that might actually play into Philadelphia's hands a little bit, because now you're going to have a Toronto team coming in this Saturday that, quite frankly, isn't going to have a lot to play for. They may not want to show everything that they have. They may want to rest some people for this Saturday. I mean, certainly they want to make a big statement on the national TV side, but you never know. So we'll have to talk about that on the next episode of Wings All Access. But certainly Toronto looks like they have clinched the division. Bob Hollingsworth, crew chief, comes out, and here's the ruling on the field. And it is a goal. Goal stands for Drew Westervelt.
Goal. Minnesota will be charged a timeout.
So now Minnesota has burned their timeout. It's now an 8-8 game. Credit Westervelt with a beautiful goal as he was able to tiptoe the line, got himself airborne, and beat Kirk on the far side.
Westervelt, the assist, number 27, Kevin Buchanan, along with number 9, Paul Rabel. Time of that goal, 2 minutes, 50 seconds.
So the Wings now on a 2-0 run to open the second half, and they are now tied up 8-8. Good passing inside to McIntosh. However, he can't get the centering pass into the slot, and it's going to be stolen away by the Wings. Costabile picks it up. He's got a double team on him, but Costabile does well to get the ball across. He has Brody Merrill breaking to his left-hand side. Costabile gets checked hard. Merrill wanted the call, but so did the fans. Referees say play on. Tell you what, Costabile took a pretty good shot. Mike McClellan out there for the Wings right now on offense, as well as Crowley. Up top to Mundorf. Mundorf holding the ball right now. He's got a little double-team action. Buchanan gives him some breather room to Crowley. Thought about the shot now with a nice spin move. Back up top to McClellan. Can't get the shot off. Shot clock expires. They had an extra second. I think they get one off, but credit Minnesota with doing just enough to stall the Philadelphia offense and preventing a shot. 4 minutes gone by here in the third. It's an 8-8 game. Swarm with the ball. Gibson with it. Now he throws it up top to Benesh. Benesh fires a laser. Good sliding save by Miller. He had to slide to cover the far side post and did a nice job in doing so. Joel White gets the ball up across the timeline, flips it over to Rabel. Rabel's out there with Mundorf, Westervelt. Looks like Buchanan on the far side. Rabel moves, shoots, and scores! Paul Rabel with a beautiful roll off traffic in front of him, and Rabel comes alive here in the third, gets his second on the day, and the Wings jump back out in the lead, 9-8. I tell you what, Rabel's had his detractors this season, but when he is clicking, he is explosive, and he really showed the finesse he has on his shot there. As you take a look here.
Scored by number 9, Paul Rabel. The assist, number 26, Drew Westervelt.
Yeah, Rabel from Westervelt that time, and now an 8-second violation against the Swarm. So Philadelphia will get the ball. 9-8 your score. Rabel that time just bounced his way right off the traffic and did a beautiful roll. However, Philadelphia now turns the ball over, and here comes Minnesota streaking the other way. Good tightening up, though, by the Philadelphia defense, and now Tyler Haas will have to bring the ball back out as Minnesota resets. Jackson with the ball on the near side. Matisse out there as well as Benesh. Here's a shot that goes wide. Loose ball picked up momentarily, unable to control. Now he does. Here's Jackson with a crease dive. Shot save made by Miller, and Jackson's flattened by Miller in the process, and now we're going to get a delayed penalty. This one going up against the Wings, and it looks like Costabile might go off. Well, check that. We'll see who's going in the box, but both penalty boxes now open, so we'll have to wait and see what's going on here. We have not seen an official call, but we do have a timeout in the field with a media timeout. So we'll tell you what, let's take a break and sort this out. The Wings are up 9-8 over the Minnesota Swarm, 9:42 in the third. This is the NLL on the Lacrosse Network.
Hefner tries a shot, and he scores!
Falling down, Jake Card finds the back of the goal. What a beauty there.
Back, and that is going to count.
There's a shot and score!
Oh, there you go. Garrett Billings racing up. Little trick shot over the shoulder.
In over the line comes Cameron Holding.
Welcome back. 9-8 your score. With 9:42 left to go here in the third quarter. Fans, today's game is brought to you in part by Reebok. Redefine your game with Reebok's new Black line. Reebok Black was designed and engineered for the elite lacrosse player. Reebok's Black line was designed and engineered with lightweight and minimalistic design with carbon light technology, performance-driven, technology-driven, and NLL proven. That's National Lacrosse League proven, if I can get it out. Find all the new Reebok lacrosse gear online at ReebokBlack.com. Joel White is in the box for the Wings, so the Swarm are going to go on to the power play. With just 9:42 left to go here in the third. Dave Walls here from the Wells Fargo Center. John Barchard sitting right over there, rocking the ones and twos. There he goes. Hi, John. Had to get a little bit of FaceTime, but you know what? It's okay. Get a camera in here. Everybody goes crazy. But shots on goal right now favoring the Wings 29-28. Getting your questions and tweets at Dave Walls. Caitlin wants to know why the Wings use so many swear words. She was referring to the halftime video. Well, I tell you what, nobody's actually proud of it. But you know what? You got to get yourself fired up, and you get intense a little bit. You know, sometimes stuff happens. And also, if you think that's bad, you know, imagine what happens when you go through a 5-game losing streak. You know, words come out. Nobody's proud of it, but it happens. Back to live action. Swarm take a quick shot. Jackson shoots, made the save. However, loose rebound control by Minnesota. They get a fresh 30-second shot clock. And so the Swarm power play, which has been deadly today, gets another crack at Miller. Jackson holds it up top to Benesh. Far side now. Here's a shot, goes in back of the net, off the net, and Miller's able to corral that one. Now the Wings will control. Already 40 seconds left, 40 seconds gone, I should say, in the penalty to Joel White. To Westervelt. Now up top to Rabel. They're going to hold. Rabel already has one shorthanded goal on the day earlier in the first half. Far side, 10 on the shot clock to Jordan Hall. Doing enough maneuvering to keep busy. Westervelt with a nice one-timer shot. Save made by Kirk. Loose ball, fought for it, unable to control it is Minnesota. However, they're finally able to get a good pressure put on by Philadelphia, however, and now they're able to get the ball up across the line with Nick Balik. Benesh, far side now back up to Benesh. He holds, gets it down low to Matisse. Matisse will kick it up top. Creeping in. Now goes far side to Jackson. He shoots, goes wide off the official. And Minnesota will get the ball. Only 5 on the clock. They get Miller to bite down low, unable to get the shot off to Jackson. He shoots, hits the post. With the post, however, comes a fresh 30-second shot clock, so Minnesota will go back to get it. Crawford picks it up. However, 10 seconds left to go on the power play. Joel White ready to come out of the box. Minnesota wants to see if they can strike one more time. Benesh down low. Now here's a shot and score! Keel Matisse does it again on the power play, and every Minnesota power play goal has come with 10 seconds or less in the power play. They do it again, and they tie it at 9. Now, we do have an injured Swarm player down on the turf, so whistle stops play. My apologies, can't actually see.
The assist, number 21, Ryan Benesh, along with number 98, Caleb Crawford.
Kind of hard to
goals.
Sorry about that. It's kind of hard to see what number player is down, but athletic trainers are looking at him. He may have twisted a knee or something to that effect. So we do have a stoppage down on the field with 7:46 left to go. It's going to be a 9-9 game. Looking into the YouTube chat room right now, and certainly people are saying, you know, Callum Crawford has been the Swarm MVP for sure. I certainly agree with you. Crawford has certainly, had the first half hat trick, and he's done a very good job. And I tell you what, give a lot of credit to Evan Kirk in goal for the Minnesota Swarm. He's done a really good job. He had a very shaky first quarter. Let's make no mistake about it. Philadelphia scored some good goals, but 1 or 2 of those, let's be honest, Kirk probably should have made the stop on, but he really calmed himself down, and there's really been a steadying force out here on this Minnesota defense. So he's been doing a good job, as well as the players still being worked down on the turf or the Minnesota Swarm. So we do have a stoppage of play with 7:46 left to go. Congratulations to the Toronto Rock. They have clinched the Eastern Division. A final score over the Rochester Nighthawks, 10-9. So Toronto has clinched home field advantage for the playoffs, and they certainly will be seeing some more playoff games up at the Air Canada Center. Our game right now, 9-9, your score. Those Toronto Rock coming into the Wells Fargo Center next week. That game time is 4:30. It's the national game of the week on CBS Sports Network, so we hope you'll be watching if you can't make it. We do want to see you here at the Wells Fargo Center. For tickets and info, just go to wingslax.com. Player being helped off to the bench right now, and so we do want to take a look and see who that is down on the turf, but certainly we are taking a look at who it is. Ryan Benesh and another teammate are helping him off, but he's being carried off the field, so certainly not a good sign for the Minnesota Swarm as certainly you do want to beat your opponent, but you certainly don't want to do it by way of injury, and I believe that's Callum Crawford who's being helped back to the locker room, and that is a big, big blow for the Minnesota Swarm. Crawford had the first half hat trick, and he has, like people were saying, he was the MVP in the first half. So we hope for the best for him, but we are back to live action. The Wings have won the face-off, and Ned Crotty gets the ball, and he controls it as the Wings will now get their offense onto the field. Rabel's out there with Crowley. Westervelt's in back of the net. Here's a big shot and a save made. Rabel went for the hat trick. He didn't have a lot of traffic in front of him, though, so maybe not the best shot for Rabel to be taking in that situation, but had a lot of juice behind that one. Benesh now with the ball. He goes far side. Now rolling. It's Card with the ball. Shot save made by Miller. Nice job that time as Miller was able to control the rebound. Got it stuck in the jersey. Long outlet pass quickly back the other way to Buchanan. Buchanan with room, but does the smart thing and pulls it back, and the Wings will get their fresh offense out and with 20 seconds left on the shot clock. And that's an area where we've seen the Wings try to improve as well. We had seen in earlier weeks, and we heard coaches saying, the Wings are athletic, but, there's times where they don't have to. There's times where it's more beneficial for them to use the full 30-second shot clock, and maybe a situation like that would be it. Shot clock expiring, and there's a turnover and a breakaway for Minnesota. 1-0. Here's a shot and save made by Miller. 1-0. And Miller stands tall. Wings coming back up the field with a big sigh of relief. I tell you what, everybody in the arena held their breath there for about 5 seconds as number 79 for Minnesota, it was him and Miller the whole way right from center field, and Miller did well to catch that one. Mundorf trying to find McClellan inside as the shot clock was expiring, and now the shot clock will expire. Minnesota's defense has really tightened up here in the last 2 or 3 offensive series. And it's going to be Gilbert bringing it back upfield for the Swarm. Benesh is out there along with Matisse. Again, I want to remind our fans that it was not Matisse who was hurt. It was actually Callum Crawford, number 98. So Matisse is out on the field right now. Working one-on-one with Manny is McIntosh. Here's a shot, that's save made by Miller. But I tell you what, Brett Manny stood tall that time, shut down the crease, and that was a tough angle shot to begin with, but Manny very physical down low. I want to give full props to the defensive captain for Philadelphia. Buchanan out there for Philadelphia along with Westervelt, Crowley, and up top is Mundorf. Crowley holds by the faceoff circle. Good stick check now, a good screen put up. Crowley, however, stick checked away. Loose ball, though, shot and score! Give Drew Westervelt I think he used the 8-iron on that one. The ball loose on the turf. Instead of chipping away at it, he takes a swing at it and swipes it low into the net. And with 4:50 left to go in the third, the Wings take the lead back 10-9. Tell you what, you want to talk about second and third chance opportunities.
By number 26, Drew Westervelt. The assist, number 10, Kevin Crowley, along with number 2, Brendan Mundorf. Time of that goal, 10 minutes, 10 seconds.
Take a look as Westervelt really just takes a swing at it. He had the sand wedge in there and was just able to get it out of that rough stuff and back into the net where it belongs. We've got a media timeout. Philadelphia ball off the loose ball violation when we come back. 10-9 Wings, 4:50 to go in the third. This is the NLL on the Lacrosse Network. Welcome back, fans. We've got 4:50 to go here in the third. 10-9 your score. NLL fans, you can watch the NLL live on the CBS Sports Network with live national broadcasts each week for the remainder of the regular season and playoffs right up to the championship game. Next broadcast this upcoming Saturday, the 13th, the Wings back here at the Wells Fargo Center hosting the Toronto Rock. 4:30 start time. To find the CBS Sports Network on your cable or satellite system, just visit CBSSportsNetwork.com. Dave Walls here for the Lacrosse Network along with John Barchard. Want to say a big hello to everybody out in Minnesota helping me with pronunciations. Occasionally, just, the wiring goes wrong and you forget, but I appreciate Jumbo Elliott and everybody out in Minnesota for correcting me in their own way, and I do appreciate that. We're back to live action as quickly off the face-off, the Wings had received the ball off the face-off due to a face-off violation by the Swarm. Westervelt, 2 goals out there, looking for the hat trick, trying to behind-the-back pass for Crowley, but their plans were intercepted, and the ball rolls harmlessly over to Evan Kirk. Shots on goal actually do favor the Swarm, 34-32, but Philadelphia has been the team with all the momentum here in the third quarter so far. I want to say a big thanks out to Sue W. as well, and also to Allie, who says, I'm watching the game for the game, not for your face. Well, I understand, but you know what? I have a face made for radio. You got to give it a little bit of time. I apologize, but thank you to Allie. I appreciate that. In your own way, I'm sure that was a compliment. Over to Paul Rabel, breaking the other way. Bounce shot goes a little bit wide. However, Rabel initially able to control it, however unable to do so, and now a quick flip and a turnover. Haas breaks 3-on-2 for the Swarm, now 4-on-2. Quick breakaway for Haas. He tries to roll, however he rolls the wrong way, and so it's going to be Minnesota ball. Intended pass over for Haas. Unable to connect. Merrill's able to take control of that and gets his stick held. And now a turnover as Minnesota's able to get some pressure. Here's a shot and score! I tell you what great pressure by Minnesota, forcing the turnover and quickly able to get the ball into the back of the net. It's now a 10-10 game. Matt Gibson doing dirty work down low, scooping it up and getting a nice crease dive. Let's take a look at the replay here. He tiptoes the line, but he does a great job. Gets that in flight in midair.
Minnesota goal scored by number 66, Matt Gibson, an unassisted goal scored at 11 minutes, 34 seconds.
We've got a delayed penalty. Hartzell's going to go off for a cross-check, so 6-on-5 as Hartzell leveled a man from the back with the stick. So, again, 6-on-5. Minnesota's going to go back up on the power play here. They'll go for the extra attacker here. Jordan McIntosh out there over to Benesh. Benesh with some traffic now over far side to Jackson. Good move. Moves inside, shoots. That one hit the crossbar, I believe. 4 on the shot clock. Referees don't give a reset, so apparently it just missed. I would have bet money that hit the crossbar, but regardless, shot clock expires. Swarm go back up on the power play as Hartzell heads off to the box. And tell you what, if there's one area today you don't want to see the Swarm, it's on the power play. They have been lethal on the man advantage.
Penalty assessed to number 81, Kyle Hartzell, 2 minutes for boarding.
So boarding the official call, but cross-checked into the back, into the boards, tomato, whatever you'd like to call it. Back the other way, Minnesota on the power play. 5-on-4 here with 2.5 to go in the third, tied up at 10. Benesh with the ball, creeps in, now goes far side. Back inside, attempted Benesh that time, was able to be picked up and shot on Miller. Save made, but a fresh 30-second shot clock. So Matisse picks up the loose ball. He fires it over far side, now up top to Benesh. Back over to McIntosh. He creeps in to Jackson. He shoots low. Kick save made by Miller. Rebound gets corralled right into a stick. Long outlet pass. Down low for Brody Merrill. He's able to connect. Back up top, though, to Sweeney. Sweeney holds it, waiting for some help. And now he's able to get the ball over to Mundorf. Mundorf taken down on the play. Now he's getting checked. A couple of those stick shots going to the head. But the referees will say, let him play. So Mundorf's just going to hold the ball. 4, 3, 2. Now we finally get a holding call. And now Minnesota is going to get called for the hold as well. It only took about 10 seconds of holding on the board for the referee to finally put his hands in the air. The fans giving the sarcastic golf clap to the official who finally made the call. But now we're going to get some 4-on-4 action here, as I believe that was Belial who went, and I may be wrong on that, but certainly saw somebody in the 80s, and I thought that was Belial down low. We'll have to wait and see. But regardless,
They assess the number 85, Mitch Belial, 2 minutes for holding.
so 4-on-4 for the next, we'll take a look here, 45 seconds. So lots of open room here for both sides. So the Wings with opportunities, but they need to be cautious at the same time. Crowley and Rabel out there. I believe Mundorf down low. Crowley swims to his left, however, loses control of the ball. Boy, he is just flat out tackled over on the left-hand side. I tell you what, Brock Sorensen came in there like a linebacker and just got the double leg takedown and really took him down hard to the turf. Minnesota is able to escape and get the ball across the timeline with just a second to spare.
Last minute of play in our third quarter.
1 minute to play here in the quarter. 10 seconds left to go on the penalty to Hartzell. Then Philadelphia is going to get about 1:05 of power play time. Breaking in far side. Here's a shot. Actually, the ball comes out of the stick before he dives down to the crease. And now shot goes out of play. It's going to be Philadelphia ball. 42.6 left to go here in the quarter. It's about a 12-second differential between shot and game clock. So Miller will stay out there. Westervelt fires the ball over to Mundorf. Crowley back out in the field now with McClellan out there as well. Crowley holds to McClellan. Now back up top to Westervelt. 10 on the shot clock. Creeping in. Shot bounced. Went wide. It's going to stay in play. However, nice job that time by Earl picking up the loose ball and running with 15 on the clock. 2-on-1. Now getting help back 2-on-2 the other way, and Minnesota is going to hold the ball here. Get last shot with 7. 6. Downing with the ball. He creeps in. Bounce shot. Glove save made by Miller, and he will hold the ball as time expires in the third quarter. Back and forth action with a good run by Philadelphia. Minnesota is able to tie it up. And as we go to the fourth, the Wings with 24 seconds left of power play time. It's a 10-10 game. This is the NLL on the Lacrosse Network.
TLN SMS alerts are the best way to stay up to date with the latest videos from the Lacrosse Network. Be the first to know about all of our live games, giveaways, and videos by getting TLN alerts straight to your phone. To sign up, just click the phone icon in the top right corner of our channel and input your mobile phone number. Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network for the best in lacrosse content.
Honey, you do me wrong, but still I'm free.
Welcome back to the Wells Fargo Center. Dave Walls for the Lacrosse Network. It's 10-10 at the end of 3. Want to say hi to everybody who's watching out in Minnesota. I know you're big Swarm fans, and watching a good one here in the Wells Fargo Center as your Swarm try to sweep the Wings in back-to-back weeks right now. Currently, Minnesota's going to be shorthanded for the next 24 seconds. Some of you are asking on my Twitter at Dave Walls if we have any injury updates on Callum Crawford. We don't at the moment. We saw him being worked on in the tunnel, and certainly I would expect he would probably be out for the rest of this game. While we didn't see the initial injury happen, it certainly was. It certainly appeared to be a twisted knee of some sort. He got caught up in a big pile down by the crease on that Minnesota goal. So certainly doesn't look good for him for this game. Of course, you're going to have to wait to see what happens with him as far as injuries go for the rest of the season and the postseason. It would certainly be a big blow to the Minnesota Swarm. Now for the Philadelphia Wings, also other people asking about Max Sebald and his status. It does look like Max is not going to be able to return for the season. Certainly when you experience an injury in the foot, when you've got the small bones, that's one of those things that, quite frankly, it depends on the player. Some players are able to heal from it quicker than others, but you certainly don't want to rush it. So certainly we wish Max all the best. And, you know, it's been kind of the storyline for the Wings this season, missing pieces due to injury here and there, and losing Max right before training camp was a big thing as well. So certainly we do want to wish Max all the best, but of course we've experienced injuries of Brendan Mundorf and other players as well. Fourth quarter getting ready to get underway here with the Wings on the power play. Face-off underway. Paul Rabel actually taking the face-off that time for the Wings. The Wings will go ahead and briefly come away as the victors there, but ball still loose, fought over 4, and it's still rolling around. Minnesota will finally pick it up that time after a good 10-second fight, but with only 5 on the power play, that'll pretty much do it. We will be back to even strength. Good stick checking taking place, stick work, I should say, by the Wings, knocking the ball loose. So only 15 on the shot clock as Minnesota finally gets their full 5 out on the field. McIntosh out there with Matisse. Matisse now passes over into the slot to Benesh. Shot goes high and wide, and Matisse is unable to catch up with that one. We've got over and back call. Wings possession on the play here early in the 4th. Minnesota's taking control of the shots on goal now, 38-32. (10-10) your score. Wings were out early to a 5-2 run, then 8-6 Minnesota at the half. One-time shot by Jordan Hall. Good save made by Kirk. He had to slide over to his left-hand side and was a little late moving. Was just able to get back into position, but a good job by the second-year netminder for the Swarm. Moving in, shot, save made by Miller. Loose rebound comes right over to Joel White. Delayed penalty going to come up against Minnesota. No, the referee puts his hand down. So here's a break the other way. Shot, save made by Kirk. Loose rebound picked up by Ross. The back official actually for a moment had his hand in the air to signal penalty, and then he put it down, and he wasn't signaling a shot reset. That was very unusual, but I apologize for the confusion. So we're back to this side of the field. 15 on the shot clock. Westerveld out there with Ross and Mundorf. Over to Rabel. Rabel stops, fires, save made by Kirk. Hit him high on the right shoulder that time. Rabel didn't have a lot of traffic in front of him, though, so easy save for Kirk, and they break back the other way with Gilbert. Gilbert comes off in transition over to Corbin Tao in the near side corner. Tao's been quiet on the afternoon so far. Now over towards Matt Gibson. 8 on the shot clock. Here's a shot and score! Jay Card deked Brandon Miller a little bit, got him to dive down low and expose the upper corner of the net, and Minnesota is able to strike first here in the 4th. They go back up top 11-10. Big goal for Minnesota here as you take a look at the
Number
replay.
32, Shane Jackson. The assist, number 66, Matt Gibson, along with number 84, Corbin Tao. Time of that goal, 2 minutes, 9 seconds.
As I apologize for the confusion, Jackson with that goal, putting Minnesota up 11-10. Minnesota has the ball near side of Matisse. Now goes over. Good move by Minnesota. Shot, bounce one. Goes wide of the net that time, but great job by Benesh in creating that opportunity. 10 on the clock to Matisse. He shoots. Save made by Miller. He'll dive on that one. Good save, and the Wings fans show Miller some love there and keeping it out a 1-goal game. Sweeney dumps the ball off in transition. Jordan Hall holds the ball. Wings wearing their old school gray and black jerseys today, and it certainly brought about a bit of an attitude change in the way they're playing as Buchanan will roll. That shot was deflected, however. Hall picks up the loose rebound, though. 10 on the shot clock. Up top to Buchanan. He creeps in. Delayed penalty against Minnesota as Rabel tries to get in there, and Haas is going to go off. Haas does not like the call as well, but it looks like he's going to be the one going off, and Philadelphia is going to go on the power play. Referees have to step in as Haas and Hall have words with each other. Certainly the last time these two teams played, Haas was found his way to the box on several occasions as he goes off for the 2-minute violation here.
Penalty assist to number 9, Tyler Hawes. 2 minutes for a check from behind. Time of that penalty, 3 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, your
check from behind call against Tyler Haas. Mundorf has the ball in the power play now with Hall. He goes over far side, tried to hit Westervelt, got tipped away though. However, Westervelt's able to swipe that one back over to Crowley. Crowley now tries to fire it over to Hall. Hall gets checked into the boards. Ball loose on the turf with 8 on the shot clock. And now Minnesota finally corrals the loose ball. Gilbert's caught in his own end, though, but is somehow able to get the ball past center line and gets over to Belial. Bodies flying all over the place right now. And finally, Philadelphia is able to pick it up after that car wreck of bodies. Bodies were flying all over the place trying to find that loose ball, and Philadelphia is going to come away with it. Already 50 seconds gone on the penalty to Tyler Haas. 11:08 left to go here in the 4th, 11-10 Minnesota. Here's a shot, easy save made by Kirk that time. Westervelt had a clear path 1-0 to the goaltender, but good stick work by Philadelphia. They're able to get the ball loose on the turf. Back the other way, though, David Earl's able to pick it up. So Philadelphia created the turnover possibility, but Earl's able to pick it back up and save the penalty kill for the Swarm. 45 left to go on the Wings power play. Now killing time with 4, 3, 2, 1. They dump it in on Brandon Miller. Shot clock violation, and now 30 seconds left to go. More than likely the last offensive set for the Wings here on the power play, desperately needing one to equalize the score at 11. Mundorf and Ross on the left-hand side, up top with Crowley, Rabel over there, as well as Westerville. Crowley shoots, goes wide. However, the rebound comes right back to him. No reset of the clock, 13 on that. Rabel to Mundorf. He shoots down low, save made by Kirk, gets it in the knee, and a big collision. But the ball still gets into the stick of the Minnesota Swarm, and that will pretty much do it as Sorensen is able to get the ball and bring it across. The Wings power play unable to get the job done today. Haas is fresh out of the box and now out there on this 5-on-5 rally. Joel White, another great stick check that time, able to intercept the pass. And boy, I tell you what, nobody is better at bouncing like a pinball through traffic for the Wings than Joel White. He escaped 3 Swarm defenders that time and was able to create some space. Buchanan rolling with the ball. Now he shoots and scores! Kevin Buchanan unloads into the upper right-hand corner, and with 9:35 left to go, tied up 11-11. Buchanan has certainly been hot in the last 2 games. He does it again today.
Scored by number 27, Kevin Buchanan.
As you take a look at the replay, Buchanan just uncorks a left-handed sidearm shot and tied up 11-11. Joel White gets the assist on the play as well. But a beauty from Buchanan, who I almost got the feeling on that offensive set Buchanan felt like they didn't respect his scoring ability, so he decided to put it in himself. Now here's a shot back the other way. Crease violation, though. Miller was able to get a piece of it, and Benesh fell into the crease, and with that comes our first media timeout of the 4th quarter. Don't go anywhere. This one's far from over. 9:13 left. It's an 11-11 game. This is the NLL on the Lacrosse Network. Do it. 9:13 left to go, an 11-11 game here at the Wells Fargo Center. Fans, don't forget about NLL Radio. They offer the best online radio coverage of the National Lacrosse League. You can catch it now on the popular TuneIn app. That's right, you can get it on your smartphone, and you do that by just downloading the popular TuneIn app and then go to the More Sports section to find NLL Radio. You can listen to great shows from around the league playing on a continuous loop, including the brand new Wings All Access. New episode being recorded immediately following the game today. We talk Wings all the time. It'll be a good one today. Again, Wings All Access on NLL Radio. You can also visit NLL.com/radio, where all the shows from all over the network, including Teddy Jenner's Off the Crossbar, got Box the Beat with Steven Stamp, and all sorts of great shows. They're all there for you to check out on NLL Radio. Shots on goal, 41-39 in favor of the Swarm. One other scoring update: Toronto has won the Eastern Division with an 10-9 victory over the Rochester Nighthawks up at the Air Canada Center. So we do want to thank you for watching, as well as we are back underway here. 5-on-5, Wings with the ball with 9 minutes left to go. This one is far from over. Jordan Hall has the ball. He rolls inside with room to move, shoots, and a big save made by Evan Kirk. Hall put a nice move in, but Kirk was able to stick the right knee out and just get a piece of that one. Good job done by him. Back the other way, Gilbert and Hall working one-on-one. Gilbert's able to get the ball across the timeline over to Corbin Tao. Wings getting caught defensively here. They're able to finally get back, though Minnesota had a brief moment where they might have been able to dive towards the net. Wide open in the crease. Shot by Card, and big save made by Miller. I tell you what, Card was wide open. He could have Could have parked a trailer with all that room there. However, good stick checking by Tyler Haas, and he creates the turnover. Manley wasn't able to protect the ball, so Minnesota will go ahead and get a fresh 30-second shot clock back the other way. Now a delayed call coming against Philadelphia. Kirk coming towards the bench. Did not see the penalty. It must have been behind the play, but 6-on-5 for Minnesota. Extra attacker out for the Swarm. Delayed penalty against the Wings. Banesh tried to one-time pass over on the far side. That shot gets deflected. 4 on the shot clock, and now they're finally going to have a miscommunication. Ball goes over for an over-back violation. However, I believe it's too many men on the field. We have it's going to be a bench penalty of some sort. They signal over to the bench. I believe that's too many men, so we'll see here. But somebody's going over for the Wings to serve that one. I believe Ned Karate's coming over, but the Swarm go back up on the power play with 7:51.
Bench minor for too many men on the field. Time of the penalty, 7 minutes, 9 seconds. Penalty.
And as we had mentioned before, Philadelphia got burned for this twice yesterday in Rochester, and that was a backbreaker too. And so an ill-timed penalty for the Wings puts them down 5-4. Karate serves it for the Wings. The Swarm power play has just been absolutely deadly on the day. In fact, the last one was the only one they haven't converted on so far. Tied at 11 and on the power play. The Swarm cycling the ball around. Here's a shot that goes wide. Had Brandon Miller beat up high, but puts it high and wide and out of play, so the Wings escape there, and Brody Merrill brings it up and across the timeline. Merrill holds it. Wow, great stick play by Sorensen that time. Intended pass for Brody Merrill, intercepted, and he just picked that one cleanly right into the mesh. I mean, I tell you what, that's a 15-second advantage right there, because the Wings were more than happy to just burn the full 30 there, but great open field work by the rookie. As we look down on the field, we're seeing Callum Crawford out there as well, and it's good to see him back after that injury. Matisse makes the save, rebound, shot, and score. And I tell you what, back from injury, first time we've seen him on the field, and it's Crawford who's getting his 4th, and Minnesota on the power play goes back up top 12-11. As you see the flip from Matisse on the rebound, and Crawford comes back short side and is able to stuff it home.
Minnesota goal scored by number 98, Callum Crawford. The assist, number 24, Jordan McIntosh, along with number 46, Kyle Matisse.
So it's good to see Crawford back out on the field. If you're a Swarm fan, certainly he doesn't seem to have the speed. He's a little slow on that series, but certainly when you have great passing by your teammates setting you up like that, you can certainly be a half step behind, as his teammates did well to set him up there. 12-11, 6:30 left to go here in the 4th. Intercepted by the Wings. They come back the other way. Breaking as Joel White was looking for Westervelt. Goes instead to the slot. Here's a shot and score! Joel White sets up Kyle Hartzell on the breakaway that time, and the Wings strike right back. It's a tie game, 12-12. Hartzell, not known for putting it into the back of the net, but he does so here off a beautiful breakaway and set up by Joel White. Take a look at this replay as you get the official call from PA announcer Kevin Casey.
Number 81, Kyle Hartzell.
As we go back the other way, it looked like we had another breakaway happening as well. Joel White instead pulls it back, but Hartzell gets, I believe, only his 2nd on the season. I might have to check my sheet, but the only other one I can remember him having was in the first game against Buffalo, and that was an empty netter. So good job by White setting that up. Crowley can't control the pass. He's stuck in the far side corner with 8. Tied up 12-12, under 6 to go. Here's a shot save made by Kirk. Every possession now so important for both teams. Checked away from the ball, but here comes Earl on a run. Near side, Earl will take it. He shoots. Save made by Miller, but the loose rebound comes right over to Minnesota, so they'll get a fresh 30-second shot clock. Approaching 5.5 to go here in the 4th. 45-41, shots on goal. Crawford near side with traffic. Now goes far side, unable to control the pass, however. Now controls it. Still 15 on the shot clock. Crawford holding, working one-on-one, looking for a screen. Now he gets it. That shot goes bouncing wide. Comes back over to Crawford. Now here's a breakaway from Manley. He's got a man breaking off the bench. Here's Westervelt. He shoots and save made. Rebound, shot, and score! The initial shot by Drew Westervelt was saved by Kirk, and it's the rookie, Mike Manley, picking up the loose ball, tossing it in, and with 5:10 left to go, it's the Wings up top 13-12. Oh, baby, the rookie Mike Manley chooses a great time to get his first goal on the season. Take a look at this one. The Wings have been doing it all season with hitting Westervelt off the bench, and it's the rookie Manley who stays with the play. What a job by Manley as we're back to action on the screen, but you take a look at the replay one more time. Minnesota has the ball here, under 5 to go. McIntosh with the ball near side. Now here's a shot save made by Miller. Miller controls the rebound. Now they get the outlet pass going the other direction. Sweeney now over to Westervelt. He shoots and scored. No goal. No goal. Crease violation. The players are urging the coaches to throw the flag. Challenge flag has been thrown. Challenge flag has been thrown on the field within the 20-second time period, so we're going to have a stoppage of play. Woo! We need a breather as well, as we've got some hot and heavy action coming both sides. Now, so the referees are going to take a look here. Philadelphia burning their challenge. Just as a note, Minnesota burned their challenge in the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. So Minnesota sitting without a timeout. Here's the replay. Oh, I tell you what, that's going to be a good goal as Westervelt goes airborne from a good inch and back of the line. And I tell you what, Crew Chief Bob Hollingsworth's going to take a good look at it, and if he sees the camera angle we just saw here on the replay and what you're seeing at home, I think they're going to rule that a Wings goal and going up 14-12, but it's very close. Let's go ahead and bring it back here. Dave Walls here in the Wells Fargo Center control booth as we are certainly taking a look. I'm going to have my producer John Barcher keep an eye on the field to let me know when the referees go coming out of the booth, but we've got still a lot of time to go. 4:30 here to go in the fourth quarter. 45-43 shots goal favoring the Swarm, but it's been the Wings on the rally here in the fourth, set up by nice breakaway goals by two people you don't expect to score. Kyle Hartzell, and the only other goal I can remember him having was an empty netter in the Buffalo win in the home opener, and then, of course, Joel White played a pivotal role in that. And then, of course, Mike Manley getting his first goal of his NLL career off the rebound off the Drew Westervelt goal. So let's go ahead and bring the action back live as we're trying to see. Nope, referee's still taking a good look at that. Again, we don't have any additional angles to bring you here in the booth. Otherwise, we would certainly do so. But the referees are doing their due diligence and taking a good, hard look at it right now. Seeing any additional angles he might have, as you see the dance cam going on in the background. And I tell you what, we were at least getting a little bit of an energy and vibe here in the arena that we haven't had in a lot of these Wings games, certainly because the Wings haven't been close to them in the fourth quarter. And the referees have, I believe, 2 minutes to go. We're taking a look here. Referee still taking a good look. I tell you what, he is taking the full 2 minutes here. Again, to remind you fans, stay tuned to NLL Radio, and here we go. Referee is going to rule here in just a moment. He's coming out of the box. Is it a goal or no goal? It is a goal. So Drew Westervelt. I love the dance cam sometimes. I'm sorry, I couldn't hold it anymore. That fan was really getting into it. But Drew Westervelt will get the goal there. Take a look, another look now so we can show you on the replay. Westervelt took off a good inch and a half and back of the line, and the hat trick for Westervelt. And I tell you what, a backbreaker for the Swarm here. It's now at 4.5 to go. It's going to be a 14-12 game. Wings win the faceoff. Brody Merrill dumps it off in transition. Shots on goal have tightened up a bit. Swarm still up by 1, 45-44 officially now. Mundorf with the ball. He instead pulls it back up top to Hall. Now to Rabel. Rabel finds a screen. Now up top to Crowley. Crowley with 4 already on the day. Over to Hull with 5 on the shot clock. Now up top. He shoots and scores! Drew Westervelt gets number 4. The long distance shot. The carpet burner going low into the corner, and with 4:05, it's now a 15-12 game. And I tell you what, the Wings put on the gray and black, and they play like the old gray and black.
The day, score number 26, Drew Westervelt. The assist, number 9 for Rabel, along with number 10, Kevin Crowley.
So Rabel and Crowley get the assist. 15-12 your score. Minnesota needs to stop the bleeding, and they need a goal in a hurry. Down by 3 in the blink of an eye, really. Crawford with the ball. To Benesh. Benesh working one-on-one. Here's a shot and a score. Beautiful play that time by the Swarm. I believe that's Keel Matisse on the far side, and it is. I tell you what, roll up the top 10 highlights. Kyle Matisse needs to be in it with a spectacular shot on the far side. That makes it a 2-goal deficit at 15-13 for the Swarm.
Number 46, Kyle Matisse. The assists, number 21, Ryan Benesh, along with number 24, Jordan McIntosh.
So off the face-off, Rabel's going to go off for a hold. He got caught, so now a shorthanded, a extra man advantage for the Swarm. Now 6-on-5, Kirk running to the bench. Bad timing for that for the Wings. Rabel was taking the face-off. 3:20 to go here in regulation. The Swarm extra attacker Crawford, however, can't control, and it's going to be Rabel who picks it up. But he's going to go to the box for the hold. Media timeout in place. Everybody take a breath. There is a lot of game left to go here at the Wells Fargo Center. The Wings 15, the Swarm 13 on the NLL on the Lacrosse Network. Welcome back to the Wells Fargo Center. 15-13, the Wings and the Swarm in a shootout here in the fourth quarter. However, the Swarm are going back up on the power play. Fans want to remind you this copyright telecast of the National Lacrosse League Incorporated may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the National Lacrosse League. So with Rabel going off for the hold, the Swarm go back up onto the power play. Shots on goal favoring the Swarm right now, 46-45. Hope you're enjoying the action out there. One other game in action today, the Rock clinching the Eastern Division against the Rochester Nighthawks. They defeated them 10-9 and clinching the Eastern Division, I should say. So
2 minutes for a hold. Time of that penalty was 11 minutes, 46 seconds.
So the Swarm on the power play, down by 2 with 3 minutes left to go. Here we go, fans. Callum Crawford out there with 4 goals already for the Swarm. Matisse out there as well as McIntosh. Crawford has it up top to Benesh. Benesh floats one over to Matisse in the corner, now with 10 on the shot clock. Holding to Matisse, one-timer, beautiful save made by Miller. Tell you what, he had to slide into place and caught one in the protective equipment, I think is the proper way to say that. Miller is able to hang on to that, and the Wings will do their best to hold on to the ball here. Errant pass, however, goes off the boards. Westerveld out there. He's double-teamed at the moment, being pushed into the bench, and now, nearly stolen away by the Swarm. They're going to call an over and back violation, however, as Brody Merrill had stepped on the line. Fans don't like it. It was the right call, though, as Merrill's foot was on the line. So a turnover, 45 seconds gone on the power play, 2:26 left to go in regulation. 15-13, the Wings clinging to a 2-goal lead, but the Swarm trying to claw their way back into this with Crawford. Now up top, here's a shot off the crossbar. Oh, Miller was beat up high, but it goes off the crossbar. Jackson picks it back up for a fresh 30. 55 on the power play, 2:08 in regulation. To Benesh, now up top to Jackson. Far side, here's a shot. Shoulder save made by Miller. Sweeney can't get to it, though. And again, a fresh 30 for Minnesota. Third opportunity here for Minnesota on this possession. To Crawford. That pass tipped away, however, by Sweeney, and I believe Merrill got a stick on it as well. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 32 on the power play. 1:45 in regulation. It's Benesh to far side to Crawford. Now into the slot. Shot save made by Miller. Miller standing strong, and that'll pretty much do it for the power play. Merrill's able to escape and fire that one over far side to Westerveld. Tight defense being put on by Minnesota. They got to pressure the Wings into a turnover. Now the Wings are just playing a little bit of keep away. 4-3-2. Power play about to be over for the Swarm as Buchanan holds. Rabel out of the box. We are 5-on-5. And if ever there was a time the Wings needed to kill a penalty, it was right there. Shot clock has expired. Mundorf drops the ball. And now Kirk looks to the bench to see if he should come off. Long outlet pass, however, finally controlled by Minnesota as we approach 1 minute to go in the game. Kirk is still on the field for Minnesota. Crawford with the ball. McIntosh's pass intercepted. Hartzell has it. Hartzell breaks the other way. No. Hartzell dancing around the field waiting for some help. He finds the captain, Bertie Merrill, near side. 50-45 shots on goal. Now with 40 seconds left to go in the game. A win would snap the Wings' 5-game losing streak. This crowd at the Wells Fargo Center feeling it. They want this win with 30 on the clock. Crowley has the ball rolling inside. Now he turns, fires Jordan Hall. Save made by Kirk. Now to McIntosh. Kirk starting to move to the bench. He's running to the bench. Empty net coming up for Minnesota. Player goes down hard to Ross. Kirk trying to run back into place, but the Wings more than happy to hold the ball with 10 seconds left to go. The Wings will now get their 6th win on the season and take sole possession of 3rd place with 2-1. And that does it as the final horn sounds here at the Wells Fargo Center, and the Wings fans explode as the Wings finally come back and win this one by a score of 15-13. A hard-fought effort on both benches. Minnesota with great runs to go up by 2 at the half, but it was the Wings tightening up. Another spectacular game by Brandon Miller really kept the Wings in it, especially with so many second and third shot opportunities. The Minnesota power play was deadly in this game, but the Wings penalty kill team finally came up with a stand in the 4th and was able to take this one from the Minnesota Swarm 15-13. A quick timeout. When we come back, final stats and thoughts here from the Wells Fargo Center. Again, your score 15-13. Wings take it here on the NLL on the Lacrosse Network. Welcome back to the Wells Fargo Center as the Wings fans was something to cheer about finally. The Wings break their 5-game losing streak and defeat the Minnesota Swarm in exciting fashion, 15-13. Hi, everybody. Dave Walls here. Post-game show here on the NLL on the Lacrosse Network. John Barger, great job as always producing. And I tell you what, this was a back-and-forth game that looked to start to get out of the Wings' hands at halftime. The Wings were down 8-6 at the half and then come storming back in the second, really putting up a huge fourth quarter. Let's go ahead and run down the stat sheet here for you. We certainly had a lot of goals to talk about, but first of all, in the losing cause for the Minnesota Swarm, a great day for Callum Crawford, 7 points, 4 goals, 3 assists, and also came back nicely after an injury. He got tangled up and was out for a period of time for the 3rd and for most of the 4th as well, coming back late to get his 4th, but certainly good for Minnesota Swarm fans to see him back on the field. He really had to be helped off the field and was in a lot of pain, but good to see him back on the field as well. Shane Jackson, 2 goals, 2 assists for the Swarm as well. Kyle Matisse, the rookie, with an outstanding game, 4 goals and 1 assist as well for the Swarm. Evan Kirk saw a lot of shots come his way and really had an up-and-down game. In the end, 31 saves, not enough for the rookie goaltender as he takes the loss. However, the Swarm did a great job in the face-off circle. Jordan McIntosh winning 70% for the Wings. Excuse me, 70% for the Swarm against the Wings, I should say. For the Philadelphia Wings, they are led tonight by Kevin Crowley and Drew Westervelt. Each of them 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 and 8 for combined for those 2 players. For elsewhere down the sheet, Mike Manley getting his first NLL goal tonight, 1-1 for the rookie. Paul Rabel with a good match as well, 2 goals and 3 assists. Kevin Buchanan came alive in this game as well, 2 goals and 2 assists as well. Kevin Ross with 1 and 2, and Kyle Hartzell gets his second on the season as well. For the Wings in net, Brandon Miller did it all tonight. 36 saves. Does not tell the whole story. Saw quite a few breakaway and second and third chance opportunities, especially in that third quarter, and kept this game close when the Wings needed it. In the faceoff circle tonight, Wings had some trouble without Jeff Reynolds tonight. Still winning, though, 30%. So the Wings escape this one and win over the Minnesota Swarm 15-13. That brings their record up to 6-8. The Wings back at home here at the Wells Fargo Center on Saturday in the afternoon game, 4:30. It'll be the network game on CBS Sports Network at 4:30. If you can't be here for that game, watch that live on CBS Sports Network or watch the replay here on the Lacrosse Network, where we'll have the call for that as well. It remains for me to thank everyone here at the Wells Fargo Center, Doug Fritz at the league office, Jake Elliott back in Minnesota. Hope you enjoyed the game as well. And to my producer, John Barchard, reminding you we'll be talking about this game on Wings All Access on NLL Radio. Make sure you follow that on NLL.com/radio and get all the details. Once again, final score tonight, 15-13. The Wings over the Minnesota Swarm. I'm Dave Wall saying good night, everybody, and we'll see you next week.